the curb. She asked too much about how I don't do shit around the house, but I complain about her not putting my dick in her mouth. See, my wife hasn't given me a blowjob in like 1 year. She became a square. I swear, baby, I'm just trying to have fun here. Instead, I can hear her bitching about my piss on the toilet seat. So I said this to the bitch: quit your bitching and get to sucking. Baby, I'm just tired of your shit. Let's just get to fucking. Quit your bitching and get down on your knees and stop blowing away, cause I like to be pleased. Quit your bitching and get to gagging, because I'm sick and tired of you nagging. Quit your bitching, baby, and slob on my nose, because for me to be stress-free, I need a blowjob. Ooh, yeah. Quit your bitching, baby, and get to sucking. Ooh, yeah. Quit your bitching, baby, and get to sucking. You're stressing me out, baby, I need you to rub on my cock. I can tell you're stressing out, so I'm gonna fuck her hard like a rock. Maybe some tack in your mouth will calm you down, because my dick like a drug, I can give you pound after pound. She don't make dinner as good as she used to. It's kinda like she one day decided to refuse to. I know she needs some good digging down, because I know it's gonna stop her bitching now. Quit your bitching and get to sucking. Baby, I'm just tired of your shit. Let's just get to fucking. Quit your bitching and get down on your knees and stop blowing away, cause I like to be pleased. Quit your bitching and get to gagging, because I'm sick and tired of you nagging. Quit your bitching, baby, and slob on my nose, because for me to be stress-free, I need a blowjob. Ooh, yeah. Quit your bitching, baby, and get to sucking. Ooh, yeah. Quit your bitching, baby, and get to sucking. Quit your bitching. Ooh, yeah. Quit your bitching and get to sucking. Baby, I'm just tired of your shit. Let's just get to fucking. Quit your bitching and get down on your knees and start blowing away, cause I like to be pleased. Quit your bitching and get to gagging, because I'm sick and tired of you nagging. Quit your bitching, baby, and slob on my nose, because for me to be stress-free, I need a blowjob. Ooh, yeah.
All right, y'all.
Quit your bitching, baby, and get to sucking.
Got those motherfucking technical issues handled. What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday. We're going to get to the content just as soon as possible. So quit your bitching and get to sucking. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, everyone, that's my fault. I had no idea what the hell was going on earlier. All of a sudden, StreamYards is not working with with Chrome. So let me do a couple of things real quick. It's been a very eventful morning. Do I want that? I want this. I want this. Okay. Get that down. Throw that down. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Ivana in the chat, Ultra V, Aviga in the chat as well. What's happening, brother? Hopefully he can get on here in a minute. We are trying our best to get to the content. Here we go.
Those things I'm doing, but there was going to be a show called DSP Asks It, where I was going to have guests.
Okay, so he's talking right now, so we can take just a quick break, see what's going on in chat, seeing what's talking about, what y'all talking about, what's the good gossip. Oh my God. It's been an eventful few days. For me, not really. For everyone else, pretty much. You know, I hope I'm not talking out of school by saying that duty has been demonetized. I think everyone that's gotten around, everyone has talked about that. Everyone is They're blaming Keemstar because it looks awfully sus. But it's not Keemstar, guys. It's not him in a roundabout ways. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Maybe, we can discuss it. Right now, we're just going to concentrate on this landmark interview. Well, Phil's not calling it an interview, he's calling it a conversation. This landmark conversation between Phil, DSP Gaming, and Daniel Keemstar, which that is in and of itself fucking amazing. Who would have ever thought in 2024 that DSP would be hosting Keem on his Level 1 podcast in a civil conversation? In a civil conversation chat. What the fuck is going on? This DSP redemption arc has some legs. Before, it was just fun to watch him get the money and get a little bit of extra clout and see what he did with it. And, he didn't disappoint. So let me jump through real quick. Boba the Fat, what's happening? I couldn't use Chrome with StreamYards. So the reason why it was taking me so long was because I had to use Microsoft Edge, but it had none of my passwords saved for any YouTube, any of this stuff. So I had to do each one specifically for what I was using here. And I was like, oh my God, I don't remember these passwords. Jesus Christ. So that's why it was taking me a little bit longer, but I was sitting there like, y'all have ever seen the movie Swordfish, where Wolverine was sitting between like 25 monitors and he's just like kicking back and going between computer to computer to computer? Totally fake bullshit, but it was always a nice way to visualize how my mind feels whenever I'm doing this kind of work. Captain Laser Eyes. So Phil is actually branching out. That's what he is. We officially can say one would be considered a fluke, maybe. Kino Casino brings them on. They have a good time. A little bit of bump and views for everyone. Nice. But Keemstar is in the mix. And even if Keem doesn't have the same kind of juice he had back when Drama Alert was at its height, right around when I was working there, he still has some of the most power there is on the internet, on the YouTube side. And he can make things shake no matter what. The man is one of the greatest promoters and marketers in the game, even if he's been retired. But I'm not going to sit here. I've worked with him before. He could be a fucking asshole to work with. And I left because of the work environment and him being an asshole. So I can relate to a lot of people when they say that they've interfaced with Keem and they've either come away with a bad taste in their mouth or they think that Keem's up to something sus. And a lot of the times it's neither. It's just the way that Keem talks, the way that he talks to people. He's very brash. He deals with a lot of people on any given day. So sometimes things fall through the cracks. David Martinez, Swordfish, great movie. Halle Berry titties. Chef's kiss. Phobia, old dog, learn a new trick. Go figure. I know, right? J Soy BO5, I finally got my work bags fixed. I'm outside smoking. Fuck yeah, dude. Now you can kick off like during break time and get that extra 5 minutes smoke in. You got to get outside of the cameras though. You got to make sure they don't catch you because you don't want them rolling the tape back on you. That's one thing you don't want. Iviga, even if you don't like the guy, you have to respect the hustle. Yes. And there have been plenty of times where I did not like him for years, but I never will take away the man's hustle. He made gold out of trash, out of internet trash. He was one of the first to start the genre and show that it could be monetized in a way that even the mainstream media started to take notice. Back when I started working there, after the first few months, we were having this resurgence because Jake Paul moved over from Vine. A lot of the Vine stars came over. It was just right after VidCon, and we had done a really big story. So we were primed for people to notice us, to help us out. And once Jake Paul come around, within those 2 months, we made like 100 million views. And 100 million views in 2017 is worth right around 350,000 maybe in 2 months. And I remember when he had those monster months, you know what he went and bought? He went and bought those four ATVs he still drives around to this day. I forgot what he got me something. It was like some $1,000 something. And then the other guys that worked there, they got bonuses too. But whenever you see him riding around in those ATVs, I always remember about those 100 million view months that we had. P. Martin, just as we rip into DSP, as much as we rip on DSP, but I generally think that most people would see him succeed more than he is. I think it's interesting to take Phil out of his norm and put him in situations like this. And no one's really meaning harm. No one's really like saying, we want you to fucking fail. Phil has identifiable problems that he could work on if he actually didn't have such a severe oppositional defiance disorder. But there are things, and actually Gundam and I have talked about this back a year or two ago, about how Gundam could help Phil in his career. And I totally believe that. Totally. But Phil's not going to be the one to take advice. Not during that time, at least. Boba the Fat, yeah, Keemstar calls his viewers and other streamers peasants. Yeah, he's done that for years. You got to understand, one of the most effective emotions to get views, to get traction, to get expansion, when you're producing stuff on social media, is either anger or disgust. And those people will actually watch an interface and comment and like more than someone that's just a fan. Actually they do it by, I think it's like 60% more. It's really high. Bitter Amaro, yeah, the Jur stream proved that DSP can reason with. You just can't spook him. Yeah, you can reason with him. It's really sad that you're not supposed to spook him like he's a fucking deer or something. That's really sad to be a man in your 40s and to have that kind of paranoia and not be like a schizophrenic. Sometimes I actually think Phil might have a little bit of schizophrenia because he speaks of quote unquote the trolls is like this amorphous blob without a face or a name. It's just someone that's always keeping him down, the man, if you will. And that's one of the signs of schizophrenia, grandeurs of delusion. That's another one. Captain Laserhouse Gundam could break the internet if he gets DSP on a stream. You're right. And I tried during quality content. I tried. Okay, let's get back to it.
Like this pregame video was a separate video. I'm going to make a different video, obviously, for the interview for those who want to see it after. Although it's hilarious because the guys from Kino Casino were just talking about this on their show the other day. They were like, it's so ludicrous. People literally get your shit and clip it and upload it to their channels before you have a chance to.
And then they make a bunch of money on it because you're too lazy to do it. Okay, Keem's not on there. I don't want to listen to DSP drone on and give me the standard level 1 podcast introduction. Can't do it. Mr. Libido, what's going on, bro? What's happening? Oh shit. Let me throw this link to IV. I get so caught up with what I'm doing. Even before this, I had to take the truck down to the truck accessory and car audio shop because I was having the rear speakers replaced. And they started looking at it, and they've done my truck before, it's a pretty big system. They had it for like a week. And they had a new salesperson in the other day when I came in and said, hey, I want to get my stuff redone back here. And the guy was like, cool. It just take like an hour or 2 hours, something like that. I'm like, are you sure? I was like, I got a pretty big system. You don't want to look it up. He looks it up, takes a look at it. He's like, yeah, 2 hours. Okay. So I come back today. The real worker, y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh, Keem's about to come on. He comes out, looks at it, and he's like, bro, I remember your truck from a couple of years ago. This is going to take me all day. And I said, I fucking knew it, man. That's why you go to the dudes in the shop. You don't go to the dudes up front, especially when you're talking about time, like how long is it going to take. Go to the dudes in the shop. They'll give you a good estimate about the time. They always will. Now, pricing and stuff, you don't want to involve them with that. Time, kick it to them. They'll know. FGC Gamer, he was one of the first ones to do game vids, and he should be in a better spot if he kept up with the competition. It's what I said. It's laziness, oppositional defiance disorder. So, like, he was successful off the jump. He got a lot of success for a very little amount of work. He was able to coast off of that to literally today. So him trying to keep up with competition was just never in the cards for him, because he takes any kind of criticism or people coming in trying to help as like an affront, someone attacking him. Look how long it took him to get direct capture. And that was just a fidelity issue. Oh, look who it is.
When is he gonna start?
Hold on a second. Let me change something so we can pull up. What's going on, bro?
Not much. Like, I heard the whole thing with like he was gonna bring Keemstar on, but then this comes from the guy that always would say that Keemstar's a snake. You don't want to trust him. But then all of a sudden now that he has like this newfound success, and I'm using that with the biggest of air quotes, now he wants Keemstar on.
Oh yeah, and it didn't take long either. It wasn't like, well, let me think about it. I've talked bad about Keemstar for literally a decade. So, oh, here he is. Here we go.
Stop recording. Okay, so that's not recording anymore. I'll let that encode, and then I'll get a new recording going, and I'll try to get Keem on here.
Oh, well, okay, whatever. So anyways, yeah, literally took him, I think, okay, Keem did that stream on Monday, but I think Sunday was when he was saying, when he was doing hating on Phil or whatever, because he's a little drunk. So it literally took him less than a day to agree to Keem. Yeah, come on the stream, buddy. I'm your best friend now.
Yeah, it's like, give me $50,000, but wait, you're too poor for that. But you could come on my show as a counter offer for free. It's like, you can't do that, Phil.
Phil, the master negotiator.
The business degree.
I'm telling you. This is crazy. I had so many little problems before the stream happened. I swear to God, I'm never going to use StreamYards again. That's it. I'm done with it.
I didn't even know StreamYards was a thing.
It's for boomers. It really is just for like easy resizing of the windows whenever you have like multiple people on stream and a video playing or whatnot. It's easier to resize that than doing it by hand in OBS.
Yeah, like I can see that it has its uses with it, but at the same time, I know why people like using OBS a little bit more. I mean, I do.
There's more fine tuning to it. When we were doing the quality content show, I had to make it as easy as possible because, oh, here we go.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, and he's got video on it too. Amazing.
Oh, great.
That shit. There we are.
Whenever you want me to
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Just tell me.
I'm doing
Oh
great.
my God, he's blowed out.
I was listening to the stream before I joined, and you said, hey, we're not going to deal with Keem hate. He's a guest here. And now it makes more sense to me why you were so upset with side scrollers, right? Is if you're a guest on a show, your philosophy is like you should be treated as such.
Right. I mean, you're giving me your time to be on the show today. And by the way, you're the very first guest ever on my podcast in like 3 years I've been doing this. That's to be respected and to be grateful for, right? And the way that they conducted themselves was, I feel, well, first of all, actually, I know we're going to talk about side scrollers in a second. I actually have something I want to say to you before we even start, okay? Because I feel like I want to preface this whole conversation with something. All right?
Here's the retcon again.
I saw your response to my response. So we're responding to each other in our own content, right? We're finally going to get to have a conversation man to man today, and I'm really appreciative of that. in your response, you basically said the reason you apologized to me is because you felt like you were being a hater, that you saw that I'm kind of a little bit on the rise now. I'm having a redemption arc. And you felt like even though you think I might squander it because I have a track record of doing the wrong thing and squandering stuff, that you don't want to crap on that moment, right?
Oh,
And
he
I want
always
to
has
say to
that
you,
track
number one,
record.
I appreciate that because
his
I didn't
career.
expect that from you. But when you said that, it
Yeah,
made
gets
me
an
think as
opportunity,
well about
pisses it
myself.
away.
And I
Literally
know for a fact
daily,
that
pissing
before
money
you
away
ever
daily.
even like mentioned
Always.
me,
He always does
I
that.
had mentioned you in a negative way in
Money
my
in and
content.
money out.
All right. So in reality, I'm the one who kind of started any kind of bad blood between us because for the last 10 years, I've basically
gonna
been
be a
hated on so
victim.
badly by these
Oh,
detractors
Jesus
that I
Christ.
couldn't really get a
Here he
foothold in
goes,
anything
bringing us up
positive. You know,
again.
I kind of had to hide on my channel just broadcasting for my audience. And I
Look
didn't
how
have
bored he
opportunity to really
is.
do the things that everyone else around me was getting to do. I couldn't do a collab
Or
because
he's just like,
detractors were
I
gonna
heard this
harass the
before.
person I wanted to
Yeah.
collab with so they get talked out of it. I couldn't go on a podcast because all people would want to do is talk about insulting
I hope he
shit
doesn't
about me.
fall asleep.
So that being said, I want to, before we
Shout
even
out.
begin, I want to
Huh.
apologize to you, Keem, because I feel like I'm the reason why all the bad blood actually started. Because to be publicly admitting this, I'm jealous that you are as successful as you are. I feel like at one point I
Yeah,
had
that
a
sounds
good
like
thing
a
going,
script.
and it got taken away from me because of a series of bad circumstances, a lot of which are my fault. And I shouldn't be crapping on you just because you found a way to be successful in your own way. I may not agree with the way that you've become successful. It's like a moral thing or a philosophical thing on my end that I disagree with some of the things you say and do. But that doesn't give me the right to then totally dump on you. I was a hater of yours long before you hated on me. So I just wanted to get that out there. It's my fault that we kind of started the bad blood, and I am sorry for that.
I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that because you're right. I mean, that's kind of how it started. I didn't have a personal beef with you at all, but
That's pretty
as
surprising.
someone who is
Yeah.
a drama merchant like myself, if somebody like
Misery
yourself
merchant.
starts swinging at
Exactly.
me, okay, well
Misery
now I
merchant.
can
He
make a
said
Twitter
drama
video.
merchant.
Now I can make a
Yeah,
response to this.
misery's a business,
That's
dude.
always kind of been
Yeah.
my game to not run away from drama, but to embrace it and make content out of whatever's being argued, right?
Right.
So
Be upfront,
so
like
yeah,
I
I
sent
do
Keem a
appreciate
doc of
that. That makes
questions
sense.
and facts.
I think to the
ALT
outer
helped me
world,
too.
Oh, that's
the
good.
people that aren't really paying attention to
It's
you
good that you got
with
somebody
a
that can actually
magnifying
help out with
glass.
that.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
misconceptions,
we had the link.
right?
We had the
Like
everything.
when you're out there and you're
Not
saying I
nice
don't
made
like
up for him.
drama,
He
and
might have it right in
most
front of him
people
right
don't
now.
believe that when they hear you
He
say
might,
that,
but he's trying to
right?
keep it hush hush
But
for at the moment.
it's true.
Yeah,
I think
he's
it's
just
genuinely true. You want to
icing
have
the
positive
cupcake.
content. You don't want to go
Yep.
back
Look how
and
happy
forth
Phil
with
is.
someone, but
Yeah, Phil's being
maybe
glazed
now
right
you're
now.
realizing it is smart to call out certain bad actors. It is kind of smart to
It's like a
kick
jerk
back
off
to,
right
to
now.
other people and get your point across, even though it might be
He's loving
drama.
life.
Usually progress in the end happens because there was a fight, there was a debate, and ultimately everyone settled on a decision in the end, right?
Right. And you know what? Being through 10 years of harassment, abuse by these detractors. I'm not saying everyone else on the internet that watched the detractor content and commented on it. I'm talking about these crazy detractor people.
Why doesn't he
There's a
name
large group of
people?
people who
He doesn't.
can be clapped
He'll name
back at.
Duty, but he'll
I
never
think
name
that
anyone
now
else.
what's been going on with Duty
Or
this week,
Tevin,
Oh, here we
excuse
go.
me.
people are
Duty.
seeing that now happen and unfold in the public eye and they're like, oh shit, Bill actually said something and that got other people to look at it, and now this is all happening. Because you're right, I don't want to be involved endlessly in a drama sphere of people attacking each other and being at each other's throats. That's not the kind of content that I've ever wanted to make on YouTube.
But
it's
yet you
kind of
want people
hard
to
to
go
not get
after them.
involved when
Yeah,
after 10
okay.
years of being
Press
abused,
X on that
people
one.
have such bad misconceptions of me. And I think
I would
that
totally
it is
press
time
the
to maybe
X
start
out button.
focusing in on
Punch
certain
the X.
individuals who have been the worst bad actors in all these situations.
Yeah, real quick, the chat is saying that I have bad audio. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
Load out.
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Mm-hmm.
does
Let
it
me
sound bad
text
to
him real
you?
quick.
It sounds a little how can I
The
say,
audio's not
limited,
that bad.
almost.
Let
It's
me
a little
turn.
blown out.
Yeah,
I'm going to
wow.
turn mine down on my end,
There we
and
go.
then
It's better now.
if you right click
Yeah.
on me on Discord, you can either turn me up or turn me down.
Gotcha.
Like right click right on my face.
There
Isn't-
you are.
Isn't
And,
Keemstar the same age as
All right,
Phil?
turned you up a little bit.
Is that
40.
better?
Is that better, everyone?
He's
Sounds a
3
little
years
better,
younger.
right?
Yeah, 42.
Okay, yeah, they're saying it's
Yeah.
way better.
Yeah, they're
How-
almost exactly the same age.
It's funny that
think, like,
Keemstar has
I forgot where we
more
were in the
Discord
conversation.
experience.
But yeah, ultimately,
Hold on, let
you
me
do
see
have
when
to
their
pick your
birthdays are.
battles,
Do you
and
know when
some
Phil's
battles you
birthday is?
absolutely
I believe it's April 6th.
you need to take.
Since 42
Like
years
the
old.
thing
I
that
think
just
he's like
happened with Dooney and
80s.
calling
It's like
him out,
82,
right?
I believe.
You know, there are certain people that
Keemstar's
are
March
just stealing
8th,
your content,
82.
and they're
So
not adding
he's a month older.
commentary,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
they're not the good guys in the scenario.
They're-
Regardless
they're
of what you
brothers.
think of DSP, they are the bad guys. They're
Wasted
stealing
Spider
content
says we really are in the
and
Matrix.
uploading it, and that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
just go
Yeah, we
against
are.
DSP. That goes against the entire, online entertainment sphere. There
Right.
isn't a single creator that would support what Duty's doing. No one would,
Yeah, we know the rules.
How do you know,
We've been in the
Keem?
game for a while, and we know what goes
Yeah.
and what doesn't go. Listen,
Yeah, this is all
originally,
pretty
over
quick.
10 years ago, when
You
people
didn't get
started
anyone
that
else
"This
a
is how you don't
chance.
play" series about me, that was actually fair game, and I
But
responded
then again,
poorly because
what they're
we didn't
doing
know
right
kind
now,
of the
they're
rules back
relating
then.
to
You're talking
Duty
over a
being
decade ago,
like
what's
all
allowed,
of the
what's
trackers
not.
are doing
And
this,
now
even
we know,
though
as long as
not
you're
all
making
the trackers do
transformative
this.
work, you're making your own
Exactly.
content, you're commentating on it, you're criticizing something, you're cutting it up so it doesn't represent just a straight copy paste job. It's fine. But what some of these people are doing is just like I was just saying this right before you got on, Keem. These people broadcast as you're broadcasting, and they're clipping and they're uploading it to their channels before you even finish your broadcast.
But
So how
Phil,
am
what
I
you
supposed
fail
to
to
have a chance
realize is that
to
they're
make a buck
providing
on my own word
commentary.
when you already
Yeah.
have people watching it on demand on your
Like I've
channels?
seen a lot of people that
No
restream
commentary or
Phil
anything.
and they're adding
It's
in
absolutely
commentary.
not
They're giving
acceptable
their
on
thoughts
YouTube.
about it. They're
It's
not
not
doing
only
what he's
against
saying.
partner program rules, it's against the law. It's against
And they're
DMCA
even
law.
bringing
You
up
cannot
like
do that.
older
Like,
content
Yep.
you really
for
think you could take
context.
a movie like Avengers Endgame and just
Yeah, like
cut 30 minutes out
but
of
then
it, put it
again,
on your channel, and
what
put it.
what are
This
the
movie
examples
sucks.
here?
Can't do that.
You
Yeah.
can't do that. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, and this whole thing with Duty, I didn't want to have to do it, but you
What?
get to a point where it gets so bad, and people are telling me this guy is literally now bragging, like he is bragging on his channel that he made $5,000 last month on ad revenue, and it's literally all of your content
That made
just
him
on
so
his channel
mad.
sitting there. And I was like, you know
Yeah,
what?
and yet we're
Now
the
that
ones
I
that are
actually have a
seething.
little bit of clout, now that
Exactly.
people are watching my content
He
for the first
pocket
time in
watched
ages,
everyone.
I'm gonna say something.
Then
Oh,
turns
Man,
around and
did it
says,
take
"Why
off
is
in less than a
everyone
week? Already,
collecting
this
debt
guy got
on
blown
my
up. Like, everyone
pocket?"
knows what's going on, and
No, your money and
I
your
mean,
views,
I
that's
guess
actually
what I'm
my
to
money and
understand,
my
he got
views.
demonetized today,
Mhm.
which I
Yep.
again, I have nothing to do with it. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know how to report a channel or anything like that. But
That's
what happens
Hands
when you're
up.
breaking the rules, and then
Hands
you
up, Phil.
finally get the camera turned back on.
We all know that's fucking
rather than
bullshit.
you're
Due to
looking
the
at
fact that
everyone else
Yeah.
making money off them.
he
When it
made
gets
a
turned back
video on his
you,
birthday
you
last
better be
year
ready to be in the
trying to
firing
prove
line, and
his
I don't think that these
innocence.
people are. I think
Showing
they've
that
had
he
it good for a decade, and now
hit
they're shit,
super
wait, now I
crazy,
can't just
right?
do whatever I
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
anymore.
super crazy was one of them.
And
And then he
I'm sure
retracted
more
it,
and
saying that,
other
oh yeah, he learned his
trackers
lesson.
too. There's some out there that are doing the same thing.
I
Duty
think
did.
didn't Super
You
Crazy
gotta be
upload
careful
something
now,
today
because
saying he's
now
going to
I get the
sue
feeling there's
Phil?
gonna be
Like he's
people
actually
coming
going to
after
put a
everyone
legal
because
fund
he was the
together?
first. You see
I
what
saw
happened, so,
that, and I'm just like,
do
why?
commentary. It's
Yeah,
easy.
me too.
I think I'm indirectly involved with him getting
Yeah, he's about to
demonetized.
explain
So
it, chat.
basically,
Here we
I was
go.
listening to him fight with you and listen to him like basically saying that he's doing nothing wrong. And as someone who's like an expert in this space, it just drove me nuts. So I tried to call into his show and give him advice, but he wanted to do the blood sports thing and interrupt me and talk over me and spin a narrative. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? I was
But
like, all right,
that's what
well,
you were doing,
let's
Keemstar.
agree to
I know.
report your channel to YouTube and have them review it and see what happened. No, don't do that. It's like, okay, you're admitting that you're in the wrong, right? So I never did that. I never reported him to YouTube. But what happened is I then on
What
Local
happened
Live
was
reviewed the Me and Duty debate or whatever and talked about it further. And that stream on Local Live actually got dinged for bullying and harassment. We got a warning strike. So I had to call YouTube and say, hey, can you review this? Because I don't think I should have that warning strike, right? And as they're reviewing it, because they need more context of what I was saying about Duty, they're hearing me say, hey, look, you're in violation, Duty, of copyright. You're in violation of the YouTube partnership program. You're in violation of TOS. So I think maybe indirectly, YouTube's reviewing Local Live. They're hearing the context, and then they're like, wait, what's going on with this Duty stuff? And I think that's how he got dinged.
that was
So
the
I actually called Duty earlier today,
this
and I
lady's about to talk
apologized
about
to
the
him and told
call.
him, like, hey, this is what I think what happened. I wouldn't have ever reported you without your permission, but I think this was how it all played out. So me and Duty are cool now. He doesn't blame me, but he understands the circumstances.
Yeah, it's
This was the call that I was
funny
talking
because
about,
this is
chat.
all
I was
for
actually the
me, as
mediator
you
this
know,
morning,
I've
like
been
super
basically
early,
shat on for again a decade.
because
and
as soon as
only,
Keem
like, this
found out
month
about it,
have people kind of started
he wanted to
positivity again.
explain himself,
And
which
all of a sudden,
still
people
kind
are
of
listening to what I
fucked
have to
up,
say and
but
stuff. And it's
you know,
funny
they
because for
talked
10
it out
years,
like
people like
men.
Review Tech USA
You know,
and my detractors have literally
Keem,
crapped on me on a daily basis.
in a
I never took action against
he
them,
didn't,
right? I didn't
as he
strike
said, he
their
didn't
videos. I didn't
go
lead
to them
community strikes.
directly,
Oh, you're
but
bullying me and
his
shit like that.
actions
But now all
caused
of a
it.
sudden, it's like a karma thing.
Yeah, because he
Like,
So I
kept
it's
don't know
saying
what,
on
you
them.
know,
Like
I
Review
don't,
Tech, I didn't
he
do a
kept
damn
saying that
thing, and this guy's
we need to have
liking
YouTube
my
look at your
excuse for
channel,
the most
and
part.
dude was like, "Go
It was
for it."
gonna happen eventually if you
yeah,
just keep
Like he was like
yeah.
full
that
on,
kind
like, "I
of,
don't care,
I don't know,
go
you're
for it."
beating up on the little guy. I feel
I
like it's gonna
told
come back
Duty
to
too. I
bite
was
you.
like,
First it
you
was Review Tech,
remember when?
now it's
Because I told
Duty.
him like a month or
And
so
you know,
ago
I
when
think
he had the
sadly, I hate
problem
to
with
say it,
Locale
people gotta
Live
be careful
clipping like
because now
35
the eye
minutes,
is on them, and it's gonna
and I was
it might
like,
be
you know, if you
true.
ever need me
But
to
I
talk
won't
to
be
Keem or
involved.
whatever,
I'll
you
be
know, he
making
can be a little
content on my
brash.
channel. You know what I mean?
And I
I don't
couldn't
have nothing to do with it.
get to
I
him
didn't know enough about Rich's
before that.
background, right?
So
But
they
then
ended
at
up
the
getting
same
this
time,
big
I've been
argument,
involved in so many
and basically they're
battles
talking
with
about
him
the
throughout
same
the years that
thing.
I just forgot about
So this
until I
morning,
watched
you know,
Rick's
they were
post
both
video
like,
on
we
him.
shouldn't have
And I
done
was
that.
like,
Kind
oh
of
yeah,
fucked
I
his
did call
post.
him out for that
Oh,
throughout the
here's
years.
Duty.
But
Dude, you
now
want to
that
come
I've
on?
better understood like
Yeah, let's
Rich
bring
and
him
all his
on.
scandals,
Yeah,
his
it'd be
potential
great to have you on,
scamming people,
because I don't like
lying. I mean,
talking
there's an
for
accusation that he tried to
Duty,
send
and
you a
he's not, you
computer
know,
with a
Keem's
rat
giving
on
his
it
side
to
of it.
spy on you.
I'm trying
That
to
ended
be
up
respectful
at
of both
his past
sides,
editor's house, and
Which
like these
that's
are
how it should.
crazy
yeah,
allegations. So now,
because
now that
that's
I
the
know
thing is
that
like a lot of
context,
times Keem doesn't
every
understand when he
time
starts stirring the
he is
pot,
sitting there reacting to
it makes ripples that
DSP,
he can't
what is
control.
he really doing? He
Right.
So,
knows that he's in trouble. He
you
Like
know,
knows
everyone
he's a
has that.
lolcow. He
right.
knows he's a joke. So he's trying to punch down to get some favoritism. And that's why you've been the target of Rich for all these years. It's literally that simple. It's a deflection.
Yeah. All right.
Let me send
So what I like to do,
him the
I like to
link.
kind of open up with a question for you. That I think a lot of
Here we
people
go.
they're wondering this too.
Barbara Snorters.
How
Yep, a lot of
originally,
people.
like, what was your conception of me on the internet as a content creator? Like, I know probably
What do
you
you
never
think
had
of
heard of
me?
me, and then all of a sudden you probably heard, oh, this guy's talking shit
Yeah.
about you or whatever.
Like I
And then
know that you're
somehow
my
we ended
guest,
up
but what
getting
do you think
involved with each
of
other,
me? You're
back and forth
king.
with a few spats. But I'm just
He's like
curious,
Jiminy
as, you know,
Glick.
outsider,
Like, how great am
as a
I?
content creator, but not really knowing me, like, what was your conception of me? I heard some of this when you did your response to my response. You were talking
Bow
about
down
me,
to
and
King
I'm just
Philip.
curious. From you, you've been in the game a super long time. What is your conception of Dark Side Phil?
Game.
At
Duty
first,
says
it
running
was
around
just
right
he's an
now.
he's an
So
old school content
hopefully he
creator,
can get to his
old
spot.
school
He can
gamer,
chime
old
in,
school
but
YouTuber
not gonna push him.
that had the incident. Like that's
Yeah,
it.
like
That's all I
if
knew.
he's dealing with
right?
things, we understand. Everyone
And then when
understands
you
it.
called me out, I was like, hold up a minute. Let me like try to figure out who this guy is. And I'm just seeing all these detractor videos, right? So that I just kind of use that in my ammo of responding back. And so I felt like you are a person that is very common in our space, who's been on the platform forever. You love this stuff. You still do it.
Grandpa's high score has been again.
But you just don't adapt. You don't adapt as well as
there you go.
other YouTubers have, right?
Right.
So and Wings has the same issue. He just does the same thing over and over again because that's what he knows and that's what he loves. So
It's
that's
routine.
pretty much how I even recently came to the conclusion that, like, hey, you know, Phil's having a moment right now, but he's going to be right back to where he was. But here's the thing, Phil, you having me on the show, the fact that I'm here right now is showing
I'm
that
so
you're
great.
actually trying to adapt. You're actually trying to do some different stuff. And then
Look how happy he is. Look how happy.
Look,
before
detractors,
I came
I
on here,
could
even though we agreed
change.
on it,
Right.
I seen the Kino Casino stream with the guy from
Josh
what's his
Moon.
name? Josh. Yes.
Yep.
Where you got rid of Derek, which was one of those things that was a no-brainer, right? I understood you didn't want to open up Hell's Gate
Here
and
we
have
go.
all your, you know, supporters be investigated and whatnot, but that was a no-brainer. And the fact that you took that step and you know, admitted that you play the game, the wrestling game and stuff, I'm like, okay, this guy is changing. He's actually adapting, and this is what he would need to do to maintain this high that's going on
It
right
just
now.
took him 16 years.
I know.
That's cool because I'm just glad that for
In a
and it's
bankruptcy,
crazy. To be honest,
$500,000 of debt.
10 years
Yeah.
I've been in the trenches of just being
The
shattered.
$5,000 business
the fact
expense.
that
Where did
people-
money go?
For the first time in 10 years,
13
are now
credit
looking at me and
cards.
saying, wow, this guy
when he was
isn't
talking about,
actually kind of the
he
perception
was in the
that we
Keenan
had
stream saying,
because we're actually
I
checking
moved
him out for the
across
first time. We're
across
liking
the
his
country
personality as he
and
crosses
changed
the
my
over
balance on
with
all my
other,
credit
you know,
cards for
people on the
0%
internet.
interest.
We're liking
But
the
then he
content
couldn't
he's
keep
putting out
doing
now
that.
with these
And then he
crossover
was
events.
like, that was so dumb of me
It's
to do.
crazy to me
It's
to
like,
hear
how
that
many
from
people
you.
said that years ago
Because
to you?
never in my wildest dreams did I
Yeah.
think I was going to have
Yeah, dude said it
Keemstar
best.
on my
Admitting of
little
lying for
rinky-dink
7
level
years.
1 podcast, the name of which I got
Exactly.
from an
With
insult
a
from
smile.
you, by the way,
I'm
which is
having
hilarious. And that we would be having this conversation.
Also,
and
keep
you would
this in
say
mind
something
too.
like that.
The
That's
level 1
cool. I mean,
podcast was
again, I get it,
because
being
Keemstar
honest.
said
And
you're
in
at
fact,
level
kind of leads to
1,
the next
mission
question.
1.
Why did you
And he
Yeah.
used that because he's
what is
petty.
it that made
The same
Yeah.
thing with
you love
LTG. The reason why he's wearing the clothes he does right now is because LTG told him to work on his sexy.
Get your sexy up.
I really felt
Yeah,
that way.
that
Work
crispy
on your sexy,
hairline,
baby.
that chiseled jaw, and I'm like, and then he changed his outfit to this. I'm like, why? You're trying to like show your age, dude. You look like you're about to go to a retirement home.
I'm telling you, he gets a little bit more money. You're gonna see some Supreme on him. You're gonna start seeing some Jordan. I'm telling you,
Fucking
he's
polo
gonna go all
shirt.
out.
He's gonna get the
DSP
Gucci
hype
shirt.
beast.
So it kind
All right,
of
let's
just
see
went
what this-
against
Let's
everything.
go.
And I forgot the original question. What was the original question?
The original question is, why did you accept my invite to be on the show? Because it was shocking. I thought it might have just got us going back and forth a little bit more.
I thought it
but
was
then
what you think
accepted
of
it, and I was
me.
like, wow, he's actually going to do it.
I think I would have accepted it at any time, even when we were really going at each other, right? I'm always down, and I try to keep myself available to big shows,
Yeah,
small
that's how I be
shows,
good.
whatever.
I know
Yeah.
big
I think it's
detractors
important
in the community.
to just
Big
appear as
detractors.
many places as possible. And
names.
I think you should do the same. I think you should do as many collaborations as you possibly can. But this thing with Kino Casino giving you like this encouragement and whatnot, it just goes to show how important it is to just be nice every once in a while. Say nice things, because like that literally, that having someone behind you cheering you on and giving you that support, whether it was genuine or not, like maybe they just wanted you on the show. I don't know. Whether it was genuine or not, it has caused you to completely change. And I think the number one perception about you is this guy's stuck in his ways and he's never, ever going to change. He's never going to conform. He's stuck in his safe spot and he's not going to come out. And that's really all you need it is you needed someone with some influence to just get behind you and say, Phil, come on, you can do this.
You're right. And when I was popular on YouTube back in the day, okay,
Oh, great. Back in the
I
day.
was a
God,
one
dude.
man on an island. Like I didn't do collabs, but I was still super popular. So I kind of got used to that. Like I'm by myself. I make my own content. You're right. What happened in the last 10 years, things have completely changed on YouTube. It's about having that interaction, being a streamer, not a person just making on-demand videos, right? You have to have
Interactive
that
streamer,
human
y'all.
touch, that
10 years
social
in the
aspect
game.
to your content. And I haven't had that
Interactive, like
at
some kind of
all.
fucking like
And
Medal of
now being
Honor.
given a chance, because it was a matter of give me a chance to go on your show and
Collectivision.
show me who I really am, rather than let me go on your show and you interrogate me for 5 hours about all what the detractors say about me. But now we don't ever get to show any kind of intelligence or thought on anything
Bro,
else.
they
It
were
might be
being
entertaining
fair
to
with
an audience.
you.
And that's what
Yeah.
those guys
Yeah,
did. They
and
gave
they
me a
were
chance
addressing his
to weigh in on
lies.
topics, to laugh at a
And
few
now that
clips,
it's a little
because of
easier
that, it
for him not
humanized me
to,
and made people say,
you
hey,
know,
he's not a devil,
fold
he's not some asshole.
under his
He's actually
lies,
not that
and he just
bad.
kind of
And
laughed
that
it
was
off.
really cool of them
You
to
know,
give me
it's
that
all
chance,
like
because
water on
things
the bridge, I
have now just
guess.
kind of, you know,
But
given me
now
that
he's trying to like
momentum, that
retcon it to
forward
believing
momentum.
that it's an
I am
interrogation. When
hopefully
in reality, it was
planning on doing
just
more stuff.
him
Obviously,
talking.
I
They
don't
were
want to
asking
give
him
up on the
questions.
stuff that
He was
I've done for
deflecting
10
all
years
the
that I love.
questions
I
and
still
trying
want
to
to play
dodge
games, right?
them.
I still want to do stuff with my
I don't
audience,
understand
my
what he
audience.
thought they
But
would
yeah,
talk to
you're
him
right. It's all
about for
about
5 hours.
adaptation. And
Gaming?
Uh,
thank you for coming
Gaming
on the show. Thank
stuff,
you
pop
for now
culture
giving me a chance.
stuff,
It's
like what he
now it's so
wants.
crazy.
But in
Like,
reality,
within a few
though,
weeks,
it
like
was just
Kino
talking about, hey,
Casino,
let's go over the things
then
that
the review
happened
tech
throughout
react that
these
he did with Kino
years,
Casino.
and let's see
Then
what
he did an
your
interview with
true
Josh
initial
Moon.
takes
Now
on
he's
them
with
are.
Keemstar. What's
And he
next,
didn't even
right?
do
It's like,
that.
be like, what the hell's going to be the next big thing? I don't know yet.
He's just
Right.
lazy.
I
It
know
just
what's
comes
next.
down to being
I know what needs
lazy.
to happen. You need to have side
We'll cat
scrollers
coming to the
on this
room
show.
waving a gun, their gun around.
Have them as guests, so I get to do
Yep.
well. Okay. All right. I'll have to think about that. It's a good suggestion.
Can I say something in their defense, right? You know, there
ahead.
was the detractors were building this lore about you for a decade, right? When you went on there, they kind of had to hit you with everything, because if they didn't, it would be like, I cannot believe you were the only guys that had access to DSP and you didn't ask him about this receipt. And you know what I mean? They kind of had to do that. And then also that interrogation stream had to happen to open the
God, now he's calling
gateway
it interrogation.
to Kino Casino to be a more friendly environment because
He's
all that other
glazing
stuff is
hard,
already
but he's
covered,
also
right? And all those hard questions
kinda
have already been hit.
getting a few questions
in a
in.
way, I feel like
least
Kinda.
that
trying
was
to.
almost
Yeah.
necessary.
Okay. And I actually agree with you, but I guarantee you've never actually heard what I actually have issue with. It's not the interview. I was totally okay with that interview. After
It's
the
the
interview, I went on
money.
my own stream and I said, that went as
Yeah.
well as I think it was going to
As
go.
soon as you
I knew
found
they
out
were
how
gonna
much
hit me
they
with all those questions.
made
I had given them
when they're
permission
interviewing
beforehand
you,
to
that's
ask
when
me
you
all
got a
those
little bit
questions.
salty about it, Phil.
My issue with the side scrollers is that after that interview, they had said the next day they were going to do what they called a decompression stream. They were going to play Mario Kart or whatever because they knew it was going to be so much drama. They just wanted to unplug from the drama for a day so that they could just kind of calm down and then get back to normal. The agreement was after that interview, we were supposed to talk and they were supposed to have me on as a real guest. So what happened on Kino Casino was actually supposed to happen right after my side scrollers interview. What actually happened was they changed their schedule so that that day after was a shit on Darkside Phil with his detractor session while we received donations to do it. And it's like,
Yeah.
wait a
They
minute,
were
when did I agree to
reading
the
super
shooting gallery?
chats
Like that never
from the
happened.
day of
That's
the
equivalent
interview.
of someone like Barbara Walters, a high-end
Yeah,
journalist,
and even
interviewing someone that's
Phil
a hot topic,
reads
asking them a tough
the
question. And then
chats
the next day she goes
Yeah.
out on
some,
a
not
show
the
and
troll
says,
ones.
wow, that guy's a piece of shit. I
But
didn't
he
believe
wouldn't
a
just
single
let
thing he
super
said.
chats just
And then, by
go.
the way, all the people that
So
don't
it's
like that person
super
are paying for
hypocritical, and
money
it's just
for
about
sponsorships
money.
behind the scenes
Exactly.
and shit, saying that stuff on this
Because as soon
interview.
as money's
So
involved, Phil
that's
wants to
what I'm
look
not
into
cool
it,
with.
pocket
And then
watch.
I did talk to them
Mhm.
after, and they were like, "Oh no, we don't want you on the show
And
anymore because we
if the
don't
Kino
believe you." I
Casino
was like, "Wait, what?"
appearance would have been
Like that
bust,
wasn't the
and he would have
agreement.
only
It
got
was
like a
Oh, I
supposed to
couple
didn't know
$100
that.
from it.
I
Oh
didn't know
yeah,
that.
He wouldn't
right in
have
writing, they
done
said,
any of
"We,
this
we don't
shit.
trust you anymore. We just think you're a liar.
Yeah,
This
he
isn't
would have been
kosher,
upset
so we
about
don't
it
want to have
and
anything to do with you anymore."
gaslight his audience to
But
believe it's
now,
their
listen to
fault.
what happened after. My
Exactly.
detractors gave them so much money
Yep.
for a couple of streams. They
See?
realized, ooh, this is the money train, right? They kept trying to get me on the show again after the fact, because they wanted the money train to continue. So now I'm like, no, fuck you guys, right? You treated me like dirt the next day. Then
Let's
you
see what
canceled
his
what we were supposed to
super
do.
chats
I'm not
are
going to give
looking
you
like
any more
real
time.
quick. Oh,
This
he has chat
Stuttering
turned
Craig
off?
kept fucking talking about me on his show. He had a
Yeah,
whole
he said
stream
he turned off the
monetized the
pop-ups for it.
detractors where they came on his
Mm.
stream and gave him money to
I
shit
can
on me.
check real
And then
quick, see
he
if that's
emailed me
actually the
for, like
case
for
on my
months.
end.
Will you play Street Fighter 6 with me? Craig, you don't even fucking play fighting games. Why would I play Street Fighter 6 with you? I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Like, don't you get it? He
Now
was,
it's
like,
turned
so
into a
desperate
struggle
for more
session.
attention for a series of months after.
He also said that
And then
he
finally, I
he
think
didn't
got the
care. He
message,
wanted you
except I
to
got another
upload
email
it
from
and
him back
actually
in
stream
February.
it.
Will you be on our 1-year
You
anniversary
called him
show?
a dumb
No,
motherfucker.
Craig, I don't want to be on your fucking show. And that's the last time I heard from him. So that's the true story. I don't care about the interview. That was expected. It was the follow-up that was so poorly
Yeah, he turned it
done. And
off.
think of it this way. That
Yeah.
interview, if they would,
Oh
it
no,
was just
nope.
done, and then they moved on.
For real?
People would
Hold
watch
on.
that interview and be like, well, I'm going to judge for myself
The chat's
now
still
whether
there.
things Phil said are legit or not. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's telling the truth. And people would have their own, judgment. Instead, when they went on their show the next day and crapped on me all day, every
me
single person
refresh
who
real
saw that
quick.
interview is going to be like, well, if the interviewers don't believe him, we're not going to believe him either.
Yeah, refresh
right?
it will probably
And
do
that's
it.
what happened.
I didn't know that. But also
No,
I can see them.
it's probably because I'm
almost
using that
99% of all
stupid Edge
YouTubers
browser
still
and
doing the
shit.
same thing side scrollers did
Hold on.
because
I
they're
do.
just
I
adapting.
see it on my end.
Okay.
I'm not
A
seeing
lot of
any
people
super
hate
chats so far.
DSP. Now let's
Okay.
bring his haters
That's all
on.
I
We're gonna
know.
make
Yeah,
more
it's like
money.
big
We're gonna get
red
more
boys up
views.
there or something.
I mean, it's just unfortunately that's
Night
part of the
says he's
beast of
lying
the
his ass
business,
off.
right?
It's all in his
Yeah.
voice. Yeah. Sit back
Okay,
and listen
it
to the
is.
Moving on from
podcast.
the side scroller thing. then.
Lying jackasses.
I know people are going to want me to talk
Mhm.
to you about this. I think it was inevitable. All right.
Here we go.
The whole Lolcow Live podcast thing and what happened between us. I think it's time to hash it out and actually talk from our perspectives of what happened and figure out what really
Oh,
happened.
now he wants to hash it out.
It seems like both of us remember our own perspectives.
Now
That's
he
the problem.
does.
You can only remember your own perspective, right? You don't
Right.
get to see
For
what
how long?
happened on the
4
other side.
years
Most of the
behind.
time, the reality is somewhere in the middle, correct? So
Mhm.
what I want to say is, number one, my first question, why were you so dead set and where did you come up with this idea that when you were formulating this Lolcow Live podcast, which now I believe is called, no, first it was the Lolcow podcast and then it became
It's
Lolcow
because
Live.
he saw how
Did you have
big
a
your
naming
detractor
dispute or
sphere
something
was.
stupid like that?
I'll get into that. Let me start at the very beginning though.
Okay.
Not only
Um,
that, but he was
what
constantly begging
Inspire
for
Lolcow
money.
Live is our Twitter battle back
yeah.
and forth, right? So the weird thing is me and that Twitter video where I'm saying you're still stuck on level 1 has not only named this show, but it also inspired Lolcow Live because what happened was I'm like, okay, what about these guys like Wings, Boogie, and DSP that are kind of like stuck on level 1 and they can't
Thank
get
you,
to the
Ivana.
next spot? If they did a podcast together, it would be wildly successful. Everyone would tune in and they would be able to monetize their own F-ups or whatever, you know? So I had this idea and I instantly started like tweeting you guys. Wings and Boogie were in right away. You were relatively difficult, right? And made me want to go through the email, which I'm like, why? Like that makes no sense. Like,
Correct me
why
if
do I
I'm
have to
wrong,
email?
but didn't
We're
Boogie go
already
to
talking
Wings
in
and
Twitter
Keemstar
DMs.
was to
Why don't
go
we just
to
get on the
Phil?
phone and talk about this right away?
Do what?
Wasn't the whole
But
thing like
I
he
get
was
it. I
talking to
think
someone
part of the
else? He was
reason
talking to
why
Boogie about it
you gave
or
me
Wings?
so much pushback right off the
He was
bat
talking. I
because
think it was Boogie,
you
and then
just got out
Boogie
of
agreed
fight.
to it. And he tried to get
Why the
Wings
hell would you
on,
trust
and
me,
then
that I have
Keemstar's
good
job was to get
intentions,
Phil on.
you know, right out the gate?
Right.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and you
And
said this earlier.
I think
You
it actually
finally got
it might have even
to
started with the
the
idea
reality
of
you are,
Phil
and
first,
I'm the
but
kind of
then
person
he had
that I
got
respond
Boogie and them
very,
together,
very negatively
yelled at Phil
to,
like $50,000
how can I
contact
say,
me.
I
negative
remember
And
stuff.
that.
So if you
then
I,
it
invite
just
me,
I also remember
I'm
the
gonna have
tweets
some
that it would say
bad
he's like
feelings.
trying to get in
If you get
contact
my
with
shit about
Phil.
me, I'm not
Then
gonna want to do anything with
Phil
you.
was like,
And
just
the flip
email
side of that,
me.
you're
yeah.
talking to me. I
And it's
can't
like, dude, just
reciprocate.
go to
What can I
DM me
say?
on
You know
Twitter.
how you
He's
want
like, no,
to
just
do it.
email me.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, if he doesn't,
Ultimately, what
Be
happened?
more of an
DM on
approach
Twitter. That's how this came about.
before all
Drunk
this
DM
happened.
on Twitter.
I
Exactly.
probably would have
and then it was like, if Phil, if he doesn't DM me right now, $50,000 is gonna go away.
Easily talk to you outside of the email, but it's like,
And because there's money involved,
this guy
Phil
has been a
cracked.
dick to me, so I'm
Exactly.
gonna make him email me this shit in order to talk about like email. What the fuck, right? We could have easily DM'd on
See.
Twitter. It was simple.
Phil, you wanted the
So I
email.
think the thing is, I think you kind of
wanted to
get
show
that. You've been in the
power,
game.
wanted to
You
show
know about how this
control.
game is played, right?
Yeah.
We go back and forth
And
a
it's
little bit.
not
It's like, I made him
Phil's
email me, fuck around.
proposition. It's
Now,
Keemstar's.
Exactly.
the reality here is when you did finally get in contact with me and we were trying to arrange this call, it really was. I gave you the times. I know it was kind of difficult, but I stream a ton. I stream 6 days a week, full fucking time. I know from your perspective, you're like, dude, this is a
That's not
50K
healthy, by the
opportunity,
way.
and you should drop everything to talk to me. In my mind,
The way
that's
Phil
not the kind
like
of guy I am.
says things,
I'm
it's
really
never
not. Like, I know
healthy.
the money
It's
can
alien
help,
like.
but I'm not
I
like
know.
a
He's sitting there,
strongly
he's like,
money
I
motivated
stream
person. It's like,
36
what
hours
is there
a
something
week.
I'm going to be interested in
Yeah.
doing?
Jesus
Is there something my
Christ.
community is interested in doing? You know, and I wasn't sold on the idea of being on a podcast that you were running because we had the bad blood. You know, even if it was a
But
well-intentioned
didn't you say,
show,
Phil, that
I
it was
wasn't
because of
convinced that it
you?
wasn't going to turn into somehow let's
It's
rag
gonna
on
be
DSP,
great
let's
for
hate on
clipping.
DSP, let's trap DSP into doing something
Absolutely.
he doesn't want to do. And there's a difference between being a guest on a show or actually getting into a business arrangement where you must continue to do a show for a long period of time. And
Right.
that's what I really was very apprehensive about getting involved in. So
What's
quite
up,
No.
frankly,
Nugs? What's
even
going
if
on?
we had
Nugs.
talked
Also, no,
about it and
it was
the
because
offer
he
was
didn't want to
formally
work with
made,
Keemstar.
I
Just
still
admit
don't
that,
know if I
Phil.
would have done it because, you know, after
Blood
10 years
money.
again of
He didn't
being
want
beat
any
up
of
by the
Keem's
internet,
blood
you
money.
wonder,
Remember
you
that?
always got to wonder
Yeah,
and
the
second
blood
guess every
money.
opportunity. Is
Mhm.
it really a trap or not? You know, hell,
Misery
when
merchant.
Casino had me on, everyone thought it was going to be a trap. It was going to be, you know, they're going to fuck this
Jesus
guy.
Christ.
And
And
it
shout
ended up
out to
not being
Meerkat
that,
for
you know,
making my
and
thumbnail.
what
I got
that
the
was,
Perfect
I don't
Strangers
know.
DVD box set cover and put him and
Continuing
Keem
on.
on their
Oh, no, go ahead,
faces
go ahead.
on there.
I was
Oh.
just gonna say I have a background of having successful
Oh,
podcasts. I had
hold on.
Bait It, which was like
Phil
the
got a
first one in
super chat.
commentary that inspired all these other
What does it say?
podcasts.
He got a
that
50
was- I
He
mean,
got a
some of
$50
the
super
views over
chat.
there, and this is back in
I'm going to read it in a
2016,
weird
were
way
like
because
million
this is how I
views
feel
and
like
stuff.
most people that give him money sounds
And then
like.
I launched
So
it.
proud of you for growing as a creator, DSP. Love to see you going out of your shell and collabing. Let's keep the DSP redemption arc coming. Hope to see you as an occasional guest on Lolcow Live. Hail to the king. Hashtag flush duty from an ex detractor.
That hit didn't work right.
Curb that enthusiasm, man. I
Oh
know
my
it is
God,
nice.
Phil-
I know it is.
He loves this. It's yeah, Nug. Somehow it has become a glaze fest again, but I think Keem is trying to wrangle Phil into somebody. He's trying. He's got the info sending from. I can vouch for that.
Like that's
There's
what
been
I'm
this, like,
seeing from that.
misconception.
He's got I gave him a lot of the financial info too, so just in case like he started, started talking big about the bankruptcy of Atlanta about it, he'd have something to quick reference. Wasted Spider
Yeah.
says, so Gundam super chatted then. I don't think he super chatted. Oh, Saren in the chat. What's going on?
No.
Go past and drop in and say, hey, back to the virtual salt mine I go. Well, back to whence you came.
What was it, like 2 years ago now or
No,
something.
I
real
don't
quick,
think it was
Ivana-
Gundam that super
I
chatted him.
actually DM'd
Oh,
him on
okay.
Twitter,
This is
and I wished him the
Ivana
best 'cause I
with
felt
the
bad
$20
for this, and I knew
don't
he was
super
getting
chat.
it
Thank you
together.
so much,
And we
Ivana.
basically had like a conversation
Always
about
holding it
who got
down.
what.
Hey.
And he
All right,
had
let's get
mentioned
back
that
to
he
no one
always
wants to hear
wanted
me
to do
talk this
content
shit.
with me. And I was like, why would Boogie want to do content with me? Again, I don't understand why anyone wants to do content with me. I think I'm the most boring, stupid dude, but apparently people, get some entertainment out of me. And so to me, I was like, I don't get it. So we talked a little more, and we kind of came up with this idea that maybe, we would actually do a podcast together. Not that it would be an ongoing thing, but maybe we do an episode or two and test the water. So that's
Yeah,
actually
Nugs,
at
he's
that
not
very
going
moment
hard
when
at
he
him.
announced he originally had cancer. Was the
No.
moment we had that idea that perhaps we would do a show together.
I'm
Now, I
getting
have
almost
no
strong
clue if
quartering
at that time
vibes
you were
from
even
this.
talking to him about doing anything.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know
he
if you even
needs
had
to
the
get
idea in your head yet.
him
but that's
on
where it
record
started,
with the
okay?
WWE. Just
And then
no head
over the
nods,
time
no
frame of like
laughing.
the next year or two, when all this is coming
Something.
together,
Like a
basically what
serious
happened
straight
was,
answer.
I guess
Exactly.
you were trying to get the show together. This is when we had our spat where you were going to offer me the 50K and it fell apart. And then you talked shit about me online about it and stuff like that. And then he, even to my knowledge, I guess he was very angry with me because he felt like I cost him $50,000 or whatever.
But with the fact
And I
that
got
Phil is
contacted by a
self-aware, it's
third
kind of
party
shocking.
that I guess is supposed to be like his lawyer or something, and said, "Hey, so
Well, he
Boogie
got
and Wings
an
are
$8
interested in
super
doing a
chat, but there's
podcast
no
with
message.
just you without Keem." I swear to God, this is what happened. I did not contact them. I was contacted by this third party guy saying this was the case. Now, I didn't believe it. I thought this is some fucker trying to catfish or something, right? So I went right to Boogie and I asked him, is it legit? He says, yes, this guy's legit. Trust him. I'm like, okay. So then I talked to this guy for a while, and the idea was that Boogie and Wings were going to do their
Why doesn't
boxing
he
match
just
for
show
you.
the fucking
And
receipts?
when they were done and everything was cooling down, it would be a great thing to start a
And he
podcast
knows
with the three of
now.
us because they
He's
had
been getting a
momentum
little
on
bit
their
better
side from this
showing
boxing match, right?
videos.
And so I was in talks
but
with this guy
still.
working it
and
out.
articles,
He was
but he's
basically gonna
not
arrange the
doing
streams.
that
I was
though
gonna
because
be kind
it'll
of a
incriminate
host, and
him.
they were going to be on,
Yeah.
we're working all the details
But it's like,
out.
but if you're
I'll share
really
all the
wanting
shit,
to like
right? Who knows
have
where
the
it will go.
story brought to
And
light,
then all of a
show
sudden,
receipts.
it gets announced that Wings and
I mean, he
Boogie
did
are
that
with-
doing
don't
your
tell.
show instead of
Yeah, and he
mine.
did that
Better-
with the whole thing with
Everyone's
Machinima
at
as
my-
well.
like,
Like he
yo,
was
what
showing
happened?
emails that he
I thought you were
received, but
talking
not the
to this
emails
guy
that he
on
gave.
camera or whatever. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
And that
Right?
was
You know,
even
I
worse.
to my knowledge,
Because he would put words in their mouth and be like,
It's
well,
not
Phil, you're such a
everyone's
valued
jumping on
client
like
here at
I
Machinima.
get,
We
like,
don't
I
want to
get
upset you, but
up or something.
please
Like,
don't
what
go
I
over our
do,
head.
I'm talking
Please,
to
you
the
know,
guy who
when it was just a
fucking
form
Yeah.
letter.
or whatever. I
Just
don't know
like,
who the guy is,
please do not respond to our
I don't
CEO.
crap on him or anything.
Or the other one was like,
So
he goes
here's
full
what
on
really
Karen,
happened,
just
right?
talking about,
I
I
know
want to
someone who
speak to
local
your
guy,
manager.
this
And
idea
then he gets
of
kicked out.
wild success. The hosts are going to be DSP, Wings, Boogie.
Guys,
Me and you.
I got kicked
never
out of
come to
Machinima.
agreement. It doesn't happen. Right?
No, you went to curse after that, didn't he?
Like what? 6
Yeah, he went to
months?
curse
Yeah,
meet. He went to
or
curse, and then he
a
went.
long time.
There was a
And then I
Poltave.
go
I think there was
and
another
focus
one
on
out
this,
there. Like,
fight between Wings and Boogie.
I
Well,
forgot
while
what the
I'm
name of it.
building
It starts with
hype
an
and
L,
working
but
my
that
ass
was
off
he went to
for
another company though.
Lavaria?
Pulveria, thank you.
Yeah.
He went to them because they offered him more benefits and more security. So according to Phil, he dropped one channel with Curse to try it out, and he found out that it was a scam.
One of these names is legitimate, and everyone.
But then
knows
again,
that
he
they
never
are
kept Curse because
commentary.
now he just does
Both
ad
Blade
revenue for
3
YouTube
and
now.
other people are an actual attorney, and
He's
the
just a
other
bad
one
businessman.
literally just
Extremely
has a similar
bad.
name. And
I mean,
the
I
guy
hate it
with
when
a
he
similar
says stuff like,
name is the
yeah, just send
guy
that off to my
reaches
tax
out
guy
to
or,
Wings
or
and
this, that, and the other.
who thinks
You can
he's
ask
legit,
me
and they're
any
like,
day of the week
"Okay,
at
we'll
any
do a
time,
podcast with you
like,
since
hey,
it's not gonna happen."
your last
And
few
we'll-
months of
we'll
business, how they
keep
been?
off
They're
of
like,
it,
oh,
and
yeah,
we'll
up like
DSP,
10%
and so
this
they
month.
start talking
No,
to
it's down
you.
like
Then
5% that
I
month.
find out that
I don't
they're
give
doing
numbers,
show
but I know
together.
exactly what kind of
Hell no.
money flow I
It's
got
my
going
idea.
on.
I'm doing
He's
it.
just like,
So
yeah,
then they leave
it's
you,
money.
and
It comes, it
I
goes.
kick out the
But again,
games
this is
with
Phil
you
we're
guys,
talking about
and
here.
Yeah.
You ask him, how's your business going? And then he'll go on a big tirade of how the detractors are ruining his business. It's like, bro, we just want to know how your business is going. We don't want to hear a backstory.
Yeah, so it's like,
Come
I
on.
pick this
Let me explain
random
why I'm
guy
having
of the-
troubles.
of the
No.
whole business.
Yeah, that's
No.
yeah.
And then create
Thanks,
new
Smith Bear.
plans
Lavaria
and
was at the same time as Panda's ER visit.
That's what happened.
Oh,
All right. So just so you know, I wasn't trying to just snake you.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
I
Didn't do
hated
anything.
that
Like,
story.
I was barely involved. It was like
Yeah,
all the
that
people
right
were
where he
driving that
tried to make
boat,
himself out
and
the
I just got
victim, and that
pulled
poor
into
girl
it.
was just
And
having
I
a
see
panic
people saying,
attack
"Hey,
because
Darkside Phil was trying to steal the show
Yeah.
from." You know, I
she
hate
was
it.
leaving Darkside
What
Phil
the
having a
fuck's going
panic
on here?
attack.
It's
How
always me,
fucking
right?
awful a
It's always
person
me
do you have
right
to
behind
be
you.
that
You
you're
had
leaving
Boogie and
and
Wings
they're
in the
just
middle that
going
are like
nuts
trying to
for
get
like
you
of happiness?
involved, but also trying to get me
Oh, what
involved,
was it? Like,
right?
oh, they gave
They
her
were playing
food, but
both
I ate her
sides.
sandwich. She didn't
And what
want
I
it.
found out
She wasn't
later
hungry.
was like, the game had turned
I just gave her the crackers.
you know.
You gonna eat that? He's
Now,
like sliding over the
here's
hospital
why I'm
tray.
talking about your current show.
See
Oh,
if
it's
they
a
got
good-
another one.
I think
Yeah.
you probably have heard
Let's
me
go
be
back to
very
this.
critical of you and the kind of content that you've done over the years. You be forward with the audience here, because maybe you guys have not heard me criticize Keem before. I'm the kind of guy that I want to
Likes
be
to roll
sure that the
around.
content that I'm making, at the end of the day, I can go
To
to
jerk
sleep
off in front of
in my
kids.
bed, right, and not have like bad
Trinkets
feelings
gin.
about, man, what I just did today. Yeah, I made a lot of money. It was very popular,
Oh,
but
it's
man, I don't know if I could
trinkets.
sleep at night because of what I just did. All right, and what I mean by that
You're
specifically
trying to make the
is I want to
detractor
be sure that the
see.
content that I make isn't hurting others, right? When I'm doing gameplay, when I'm doing my podcast,
He's
when I,
specifically
these
feeling like they're
appearances that I'm doing
seething,
on
they're
other shows,
hurting, they're
these are not
down
harmful. They're
bad.
fun. They're
We
silly.
felt it,
People find
though.
get a chuckle
Who's
out of
this
it.
we?
But it's not like, oh, I bullied
Who's this
someone or
we?
I hurt someone or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, King.
Duty's
I've
flush.
seen a lot of the drama alert stuff you've done over the years. I've seen some of this, and I do feel like some of the content, not all of it, that's for sure, because some of the stuff you've done has been very productive and actually has helped a lot. I've seen times where you interjected yourself into a situation like that guy who was swatting people, and you actually, I believe you got his
I'll
information.
take a little
and
shine
reported
on
him
that
to the
one
police.
too.
That's a
part of that
direct
one.
example
you.
of how you actually stopped something that could have gotten worse and worse and worse. And that's to be applauded and commended.
Bravo.
All right. But at the same time, I've definitely seen examples of drama that's been exacerbated or exaggerated or really hammed up on your content.
Autistic was
I'm
that
not a
kid's name.
fan of
Got
that.
20
But, you know,
years.
that's a morality thing with me. That's my
Good
own
thing he's
personal
behind
code. That's
bars
what I
now.
grew up, you
Yeah.
know, how my upbringing. I
He
would not want to
swatted the
make
Congress,
bullying style
dude.
content like that. And you might even disagree that it's bullying.
Christ.
That's fine. I'm going to give you obviously the opportunity to counter this. But for me, I would feel bad if I made that kind of content. Okay. Now, with Lolcow Live, when you were
What you're doing with
approaching me
detractors
this
is the
idea
same
for a
thing you're
show,
saying what
the
Keemstar
whole
is
idea
doing.
that the name of the show is Lolcow, that's a negative term. It really is. And I'm thinking, so the whole
They don't
idea
understand
behind
it's
the show
describing
is
the
bullying. You're going to bully
Boogie
me
and
and Wings
Wings,
and
not
Boogie,
the
and we're going to have to do
people.
stunts and we're going to
Yeah.
have to do dumb shit. That's the last thing that I want
Is
to be
he
involved
trying to
in.
say
Even
that
if there's
lolcow is
money
a
involved, I'm gonna
derogatory
make a
term?
$50K bonus.
Oh, I hope
and
he does
after
the
that,
milking.
you
Like
know, if the show blows
you're
up, I make
actually
even more.
milking a
To
human.
me, I would rather
I have
distance
nipples.
myself
Would you
from
milk
that than
me?
make,
Can
but
you
take the
milk
bag,
me?
as they say.
You milk me,
And that's
Phil?
my philosophy. And so I want you to understand, I know that you're a businessman who makes tons of money, but that's not what it was about for me.
Can y'all hear him
It's a
now?
morality
Or
thing.
is the volume
So,
good? I don't know because
what
it
is
was a
your
little low.
take on the kind of content you make, this Lolcow live show? What is your perspective on that? Because I think a lot of people would like to hear it from your mouth, why you feel the content you make is good content, is safe content, is not harmful content, because this is the conception I hear from a lot of people, that you're a misery broker and stuff like that. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
almost said it.
I don't agree with that assessment. The majority of drama alert content is informing the public on the T, right? This person's fighting with this person. This is what was said.
Word, no.
That was what was said in response. And every once in a while, I give my opinion, like yikes or wow, you know, I think this person's wrong or whatnot.
Come on,
That's the
King. Do a little
majority
more
of the
than that.
content. Now,
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, I
Come
really want to
on.
get an opinion out there because it
A little
either affects me
oversimplification on that one.
personally, like this Duty situation, right? I was
Oh, here we go.
insulted listening to Duty say that he's a content creator. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this for 15 years. You clip, fill, and upload it. You're not a content creator. You know what I mean? So like sometimes
We're
take things,
busting our asses to make content every day, and this fucker
Yeah.
is just stealing us and then making money on
Busting
our
his
backs.
ass
It's supposed to
in
be
that
okay
chair,
with that, right?
y'all.
I'll just let him do whatever. No, that's
like the most-
insulting.
Wearing the leather
it
out of
was
that
so
fucking chair.
insulting, and it
Chat.
seems like such a petty thing.
Also,
I'm sure
no,
from the
Phil.
audience for you to get
Keemstar's more of a
triggered
hard
by.
worker
But
than you are.
Like, I was like, stop calling yourself that. This is bullshit. So like sometimes, you know, when I have a strong opinion, I share it, but I'm not really in the business of bullying, but I'm sure I come
bullying?
across that way to you because the incident, right? You know, we cover on drama. The result of that is you getting bullied, right? Obviously. You did talk smack about me and you had this opinion on me, and then I fire back, and the result of that was probably bullying, right? you know, I am engaged in like a lot of fights with other content creators and arguments back and forth and debates. That probably comes across like bullying. I mean, even the conversation I just had with Duty, right? Here I am, Keemstar, and he's like this little clip channel, or if you will, right? That probably to some people comes across as bullying, when really I was just trying to educate him. But I don't think I'm a
Yeah, you
bully,
were trying
and
to
I
educate
also
him
think like the internet like
by
picks
bullying
on me
him.
and roasts me and bullies the ever living crap out of me on every single
Oh
day.
no, he got
So
another
it's
super
it's
chat.
not like I you know, some people truly have
100 bucks,
armies, right?
500 bucks.
They have like a huge fan base,
90,
and if
999.
they say this
This needs to be
person
heard.
bad,
Duty referred to
thousands
Chad
will
as
attack
nobody's
them,
the other
right?
day. The guy who
I don't
claimed to
really
be a
have
professional
that. I've
detractor who
never
has
had
no
that. Like, I
content,
don't
who copies
have
and pastes
like
others' content.
hardcore supporters like that
I don't
that
remember Dude
will
calling the
just
chat
agree
nobodies.
with everything I say and just go attack someone.
No,
In
and if
fact,
he
most of the
does
time,
like refer to
guys
Chad
are
as
insulting
anything, it's
me.
usually as a
Oh,
joke.
this is why, you know?
Yeah, I
So
totally see
I
that being
just
a
don't
joke,
agree with that
but he
assessment.
made everybody
I will say this,
mods for a
even
joke. I
though
think you know.
maybe more
Yeah,
relatable
real
because Phil
engaged with this
doesn't have
chat.
any.
with you on that. I do
Yeah,
think some of
Phil
the stuff
barely
you
has
had
any
with
mods,
Chad
so that's the
I
jokes
think
that Duty
it's
mods
okay. We can
everybody.
agree to disagree.
Ah, got
We
it.
don't hate each other because of that.
And it's
okay?
like he's
Right.
like, oh, he
So-
calls
so
everybody
our
nobody. It's
worst
like
scenario here
if
is
Phil
not
calls
you
like,
are
oh yeah,
not
my detractors are
justifying
losers, the people who watch detractors are losers. I'll go to my chat and be like,
people
oh,
who
you
do
hear
it
that, Phil? Y'all are losers now.
Crazy, insane people.
But it's in this like the spirit of the
They
joke.
formulate
Right.
hawkish groups that hate people and will do the bad things, right? I think the one time you ever got called out for the big time was when you accidentally misidentified someone who was a streamer, as I think as a pedophile, and you publicly apologized for it. You exposed your mistake. I remember that whole arc, right?
Oh yeah,
Some that-
yeah.
Some
These
that you can't do,
detractors
Phil.
will never admit a mistake.
Yeah.
They literally will always say the worst thing about the
The
person.
hell are you
and they
talking
will
about,
never
Phil?
correct
What the
themselves.
fuck?
They're always,
He
you know,
had to
and
be
they
this.
don't even
All this
care if
shit
it
had to be
causes
pulled
personal
out of
harm.
him. Took a
They'll clip your shit,
decade,
they'll
a
insult you, they'll insult
decade
your
to get
family, they'll
here.
bring in every possible
Yeah.
personal fucking thing.
And people were telling
Into
him
the
about
situation to make you
Derek,
look
and
like
then all
a
of a
villain or a
sudden,
devil,
nope, I'm
when
not
none of it's
listening to you.
fucking true.
But they had to
It's like,
tell him about
I
who
understand
Derek
why
is.
people
Okay, I'll
might
ban him
be
Yeah,
now.
upset with some of the content.
looks
you
bad,
create,
Phil.
but I
Really
don't
looks
think that
bad.
someone like
I
you
don't
is,
want to
like,
do it,
the
but
end all be all
why?
bad.
You
you got-
call people
I
dunces
think
and
it's
ban them in a
detractor
drop of the
communities
hat.
that need to be
This kid
Absolutely.
really
I've
doesn't
actually
pay him that
said this
much,
in the last
right?
couple of weeks. Everyone wants to do
Maybe helps
documentary
him
on
with
dark
some
side Phil,
thumbnails or
right?
whatever, but
No, you wanna know what the
Thumbnails
best
and tier
documentary
makers.
ever
But back
was?
in the past, he used to give
Documentary
Phil
on
money
dark
with his
side
mom's
Phil
credit
was
card. But when it came to
Yeah.
light that, it was money
Who
from his
are
mom that
they?
was
Why do
not
they
even
fucking
supposed to go to
behave
Phil.
like
He
this?
kept the
How
money
do they
anyway.
perform? Wouldn't that be
Ugh,
more fascinating
fucking
than just ragging on me for the same shit for 10
greedy
years?
pig.
We just dealt with this situation on
Yeah.
Locale Live, and it was Wings' detractors, right? So one of the main points of the show is we bring the detractor on to like either confront Boogie or confront Wings. And there was this guy, 007, who hates Wings and is trying to put this message out that Wings is like a danger to children. He's a pedo, right?
Wow.
So we have him on to make all his points, and 100% Wings said horrible, questionable stuff in the past, like trying to be funny, trying to be a
Right.
shock jock.
Shock jock.
But Wings just destroyed this guy. Like when they had this talk back and forth, you could clearly tell that Wings 007 had this parasocial relationship with Wings. He was obsessed with him. He was stalking him. He was following everything he was doing, and he was trying to push narratives that just weren't based in reality. And I think we had like something
Yeah,
like
I don't
5,000
think-
concurrent viewers
I don't
that
see
night.
any
This is a while ago before the
detractors
show really popped off.
They're doing that.
And the audience, I did a
DSP
poll, the
community,
audience
to be quite honest.
overwhelmingly
Yeah.
were on Wings' side. And they said, this guy is legitimately
The only
crazy.
one that
He's way
I
bigger
didn't
of a
really care
loser
for was that
than
Ravens
Wings of
dolphin,
Redemption.
and that's just because he's
So I think you are
really
right in that
super sus.
assessment, right? That
Yeah.
some of the people that
Very
harass
sus.
you and are obsessed with you, if someone were to examine them and what they do on a daily basis,
What's
they
up,
would
John
come to
Doe?
the same conclusion. Like this individual is more of a loser than Phil.
Okay.
Wolfman, what's
All right.
cracking?
Still on the topic of Lolcow Live. I think people would probably roast me so bad if I did not bring up a certain point, a little thing of contention that we've had a little spat about recently. Even you publicly threatening me again on one of your Twitter accounts, which is how we tend to go back and forth a lot of the time. So recently on one of my
friends.
shows, I made a comment that Lolcow Live is scripted. All right.
Mhm.
Admittedly, when I made that comment, I did not say it is my opinion that Lolcow Live is scripted. I said
Oh, the
Lolcow Live is
lawsuit.
scripted, right? You would think that people would have common sense to understand that when someone says something like that on the internet, it's their opinion. However, I sometimes forget that a lot of people on the internet are incredibly fucking stupid and will take everything as fact for no good reason. So yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said it in a way. I should have prefaced it and said, my opinion is Log Call Live is scripted. Okay. You then went on a tweet and actually threatened legal litigation against me for saying that. So I said, fair enough. This guy actually has a point. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a disclaimer on the videos from now on saying that my podcast is my opinion. That way it covers all bases, right? In reality, let's be honest. You were not going to sue me. You were making a point. The point was valid, but that's the way you go about it. And I know that. That's why I'm not going to get ultra pissed about it.
Well, I was trolling you a little bit, like you were trolling me and making me email you.
Captain
like
Laser
I
Eyes,
heard the
I don't
clip,
think he'll
right?
do
And
Mike
you're like,
Lum
no, it's 100%
now that he did
scripted. It's
EDP.
100%. I'm like, it's kind of defamation because it's
EDP was
it's okay for you to
introduced
have that opinion,
immediately.
but
I don't want
can't
anyone
say
associated with
for
it.
a fact it's scripted,
Yeah.
right? So I put out that tweet and Turkey Tom called it out right away. He was like, bro, you're not suing DSP. Let's be real. But then when you made the update, I was like, all right. You know, I was glad that you put that little disclaimer there that was your opinion, and I just deleted the tweet.
Right. But
Now,
now,
Phil called it facts, though.
go ahead.
Yeah.
But to tell you, it's not scripted. It really isn't scripted. I know it's insane. I know it's absolutely insane when you watch her show, and you would think, anyone would think, okay, there's no way this is real. But Boogie is insane. Like, he's a crazy person. Wings is a crazy person. You are a character, right? Like, you know,
you could say I'm a crazy person if you want. It's okay. You don't have to sugarcoat it.
well, some people would say that you're crazy, right? But the reason why the three of you are so popular
There
in
we go,
these
guys.
big, like,
Local
documentary,
Live
exposed
with
documentaries
DSP coming soon.
from the commentary community
God.
is because you're characters. You're truly entertaining. Maybe not in the way where you have like 10,000 concurrent viewers and you have 1 million subscribers, but there is so much value that you guys have, but you're not self-aware of that value, right? But other people that watch you are, and that's why you get clipped, and that's why you're in this documentary. Like, I'm able to look at Wings and Boogie and yourselves and see the value, and that's why I was like, bro, a show, Local Live, it would crush, right? We just had Kino Casino
And he was
the other
right.
day, right? Who saw the value
They had like
in the
$50,000
DSP
in
interview,
7
right?
months.
They saw the value. They understand it, right?
Yep.
Not everyone does. And I think that's something that you really have to be aware of, is that you might not be seeing that return on your individual channel, but you do have value. And there are so many big YouTubers and content creators that would want to collaborate with you. I'm sure there's someone out there with 1 million subscribers that does cooking. If DSP goes over to their house and does cooking with them, right? And we get to see
You
DSP
can see the stars in his
like
head,
in a different, in an IRL,
the
like
rainbows and
vlog
shit
type
coming
style
out of his
video,
ears.
it's gonna pop off.
Oh,
Everyone's
hey,
gonna
God,
talk
let me
about
make
it.
some
It's gonna be
toast,
flipped.
drops it on the
There
floor.
is value there that's untapped, you know?
Okay.
I can't see him
thank
doing
you for
that.
That's actually very kind comments there.
I think he
I wanted
actually
to
might
get
do.
back to the whole
He's not going to be like
scripted thing.
collabing
I'm gonna
with
press you a little.
I
Don't get
Justine
upset,
and shit
okay?
like that. But
Oh, hell
I'm
no.
ready
After
for
the
it.
You gotta
comments that he
promise.
made about her?
All right. You recently have had Boogie on the side of a highway, picking up trash,
oh my god,
taking his shirt off, which you
We're
told
going
him to
into
do.
this.
he loves
Then he
men
picked up a
without
bottle,
shirts. He
right?
talks
And
about it
in that
all the
bottle,
time.
Supposedly was a mystery liquid that no one knew what it was, and of course it's piss. And you said if you drink the piss, you can stop doing this right now and you can go home, right? Or maybe you could cut time off of doing it. It was or something like that,
Right.
And he did it. He literally did it. He pulled out his bottle and he drank it. And
Oh, by
that's
the way,
money
he has
shot.
no
That's
idea
what
what's
everyone
going
was,
on Local
oh my
Live,
God,
but
I
now
can't
he
believe
does.
Boogie drank
Yeah.
piss. He's so down, blah, blah, blah.
Scene
Are you
by scene.
honestly going to tell me right now that Boogie drank piss on Local Live?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's piss, right? But it's more funny to call it piss than old Kool-Aid or whatever the fuck was in the bottle,
Like
right?
apple juice.
So,
I
like,
think it was-
you know, the
yeah,
whole
a
idea of whether or
Fanta,
not it
something
was
like that.
piss or not, no
Yeah.
one really knows.
I would have never
right? But
known,
it's,
but
I think somebody
Boogie will do
found the
anything for
original
$1.
bottle that drink, and
Yeah,
it
because
was
it makes
orange
it
to
more
begin with, so it probably
hilarious.
wasn't piss.
Mhm. Boogie
What I
sticks his
will
dick
say is
in
this:
strange hookers.
Boogie shouldn't
So-
have a career.
Drinking a
He
bottle on the
shouldn't
side of the
at
road
all.
is
Like what he
child's
did was
play.
horrible. All
One
right.
for me, one for the hooker.
So I understand me making
You
him
want some,
big
hooker?
trash seems like I'm a
Here, you
bully
can
or
have a
whatever,
sip.
but it's really not. Like
So
Boogie's
dumb.
got to do even more crazy stuff for our entertainment. He faked cancer. Okay, that
Yeah, I
is
don't know where
huge.
Boogie's supposed to go
Phil,
from
that
here.
is so bad. Is there anything?
Yeah, that
you've
just
ever
made
done
him
in your
look
career, Any
worse.
mistake you've ever made that even remotely comes close to that?
Also, DSP cooking orders on DoorDash
it's
app,
like,
and that's
that's
how you make
insane.
tacos.
So, you know,
I told Keem this after I saw
Unfortunately,
them go
with that
to
situation,
the
Like
the
him
Trump
going to
rally.
the highway,
I was like,
him
what you
doing
should
that,
do
that's
is you should
something
just
that you
take
planned,
Boogie
you
and
instituted,
send him
it
to
wasn't
like the
one day Boogie
the
wakes up
the
and he
sex
goes,
show that
"Well, I need
happens
content for
at the
the show,
beginning
I'm
of the
just gonna
year
go
in
pick up trash at the
Vegas,
side of the
where they have
highway,"
all the
right?
porn stars and all that
So,
kind of stuff.
It's
It
Send
was-
him
you
out there
scripted the event,
and
right?
have him walk around and like
Well,
get coverage out there. Don't send
3
Wings though,
days
because Wings ain't doing
before
shit.
this takes place.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
At least
I
Boogie would
tell the
actually go
audience,
out and do
"All right,
something.
We're gonna make him do
Yeah, he'll make it
community
fun.
service."
He'll like
And
he'll
then I
put the
call
effort in.
Boogie,
Wings sit in
and
the
I say,
car
"In
and
3
like
days, we're going live,
play on his
and
phone.
you need to
Oh,
go
hang on, I'm
find
gonna-
trash.
I
to
gotta
pick
get
up
my
on the side
cherry
of the highway."
Pepsi.
I mean, that's the
All right,
script.
pimp.
The script is Boogie is going to pick up trash.
Consequences
you
of
know?
actions, pimp.
So it's like, is
Consequences
it
got
fair to
actions, pimp.
say that that's scripted? You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
sure you
Man,
make
never heard
plans to
third.
play certain video games on your stream, right?
Right.
Is the stream scripted because you made the plan
What's
to
up,
play
Poetic
that
Silence?
actual video
You ain't
game?
missed
You know what I
much.
mean? You
Yes,
see
it
how
is. That's actually exactly what that means. It
We're
means
trying
that
to poke
it's
the
Just
stick
filling
at it,
into
hoping
what I'm
something
gonna do
good
on the
16
stream.
years of
That's actually
lies.
the definition of what it means. You have a plan in place. That's
A lot
script
of them.
you're going to follow to institute that plan for a piece of content. So
What about that?
I
10-year
understand what you're
plan?
saying. You're not saying it's
Well-
fully scripted. It has improv stuff that's happening naturally, and that's where the entertainment value is. Correct?
I was so shocked at that response, right? Because there is no script. Yes, you're planning to play that game, but you're live. All right. You're reacting to things on the fly. There isn't a script that you're sticking to.
Keem doesn't even write.
New thoughts are
He doesn't
coming in
even
your
spell.
head, and you're saying
Well,
that
y'all
you're
saw
not
the other night.
reciting lines in that stream,
Unfortunately.
right? The
Unfor-
only script
unfortunate.
here is Boogie
Unfortunate.
will pick up trash for 2 hours.
Unfortunately.
Community service. That's it. You know,
Working
and
at Drum
everything
Alert
else
was a
is not
struggle,
scripted. You know,
especially like when we
there
had to
was
do revisions
nobody
with shit and
planted
him
the bottle.
saying
He
people's
just so
names.
happened
Oh,
to
that was the worst.
find a bottle.
I'd have to
and he
write it
said,
out phonetically.
"Oh, look, somebody peed in a bottle." And
Yeah.
then right away, I'm like, "You need to drink that if you want to quit."
Like you're
early."
trying to like get him to say
There
it
was no
correctly,
plan
but it
for that.
sounds
It
wrong.
just happened.
It
you know?
never comes out right. It took
Earlier
him
this
like
year
almost
when you
2
had
years to say
your
my name
hosts
right.
essentially in a rotation.
and
you
And
live,
my
you
name's
quit,
like
now
I
I'm
thought
back. I'm gonna
my
quit,
dad's side
now
is
I'm
from New
back.
York. I thought he
Are
wouldn't
you
have no
saying that that's
problem
all
with an
legit?
Italian
That
name.
was legit stuff. It wasn't talked about behind the
Don't worry,
scenes.
it's like
It
my
wasn't
name.
full
People get it
emphasized.
wrong all the time. I just
Yeah,
don't care
drama
anymore.
purposes,
You
just-
save here, bro.
Right before
It's
the
like-
whatever.
it's
You
like-
want to call me
the
pest,
cancer
whatever.
It's like-
I don't
I
care.
went live
It's
and
like
I just
EV
toured
got-
Boogie a new
Oh,
one,
there's an
and
I.
Wings a new one,
IVGA.
and
It's like-
Tommy C a new one,
Fuck.
and they didn't know I was doing that.
I just don't care.
There's
It's
so
like,
many
whatever.
times where I just hate.
That's
this
why I just
show.
rely
They're
on
so
my,
impossible to deal with.
Avatar
They're
picture
so
with the P
impossible to
on
work
there.
with.
It's like that
I
gets
got
more
Boogie
play
going
than my
around
name ever
telling
did.
CoffeeZilla that he doesn't get paid from the
Yep.
show.
I heard
When
that.
really the show is paying his mortgage. I'm pissed. Bro, I worked so hard to get this thing working,
Scott
Phil,
Mansfield
for them,
gave Phil
and they're getting
$20 super
checks
chat.
off
God, I
of
hope
it,
it was
and then they'll
piss.
go and carelessly say something to another content creator that they're not getting paid from the show. Like I
You
was
wouldn't know
super
either because
offended.
Boogie's
I'm not
probably
doing this
used to getting
anymore.
pissed on.
But then what happens next is
Probably.
Destiny reaches out to me and he wants to
Run
confront
for the
Boogie.
hooker.
Now I know this is going to be
Let's see.
amazing
For me,
content.
one for
Someone
the
gave him
hooker.
So I
$9.99.
go and tell those guys,
Hey,
What's
Phil,
up, club?
I'm trying to put
a
together.
reaction stream. To
Hey,
the
Phil, I'm
stream
trying
that
to
I
put
just
together a
did when I
documentary on your
when I was
detractors
quit.
from Tevin to
I'd go
SOK
like,
and
okay,
Duty.
we'll do one.
Would
I
you
go,
consider
"What do you
answering
want?
some
We'll do
questions
one."
I have
Great.
about how they affected your
And,
life and
you know,
business?
so they do it and they start
What?
responding.
Someone
He'll just
And
sent
retcon
money for
everything.
that?
Destiny. They had no idea.
Yeah,
that I was
because
bringing
if anything has to do with a question, Phil does not respond to it in the chat unless it's a form of a super chat. If there's money attached to it, he'll respond to it.
And if I don't take advantage of right now, it's a part of the adapting thing.
I wonder if he'll get to the
Telling
super
you
chats
guys,
before
right?
Keem
If I
leaves.
don't jump on this
Keem will
right
probably
now,
leave before he
this
does
would be
that,
the
though.
biggest mistake ever.
Probably.
Mr. PS Keem, come
So,
on.
you know,
He's
there were
going to
times
sleep. going to
Ask-
sleep.
Ask about the bankruptcy.
Yes, I gave him so much info on the bankruptcy.
We're all a little bit crazy. We're all characters. You know, we all react like that to anything, you know?
Okay. So you are making a public statement. All that stuff is real. That's not any scripted bullshit where you've planned it ahead of time. It's just stuff that actually happens on your show. Because the conception is from the outside It looks like it's fake.
Conception.
It really does. It looks like it's a reality TV show
Perception.
that you scripted kind of in advance and
Conceive.
let play out, but it totally looks like
Phil's thinking about
when
fucking.
Wings is quitting, and now Tommy's
Birth
quitting,
control?
and this guy's quitting. Like that's a shtick you do every once in a while because you need more content.
Ovulation?
It doesn't seem legit as an outside viewer, just to let
Well,
you know.
Repop.
If you,
I'll
were,
let you
if
know.
you were to listen to all our private conversations, it's the same thing in private that like never hits the air. It's like it just there's constant like, hey, are we going live now? And then someone ignores and doesn't respond for like 10 hours. And it's like, bro, do you know how much money this show is making? Yo, you need to and there's conflict behind the scenes the entire time.
Phil
Just
woke
the
up when
other
he
day-
heard that
okay,
money.
here's a good example.
I need that
Just
money.
the other day, Kino Casino was trying to get Wings Redemption to play
Here's his
video games.
PayPal go off.
I was going to ask you about this, so I'm glad
Is it
we're getting there.
$100?
Good.
So
It's $2 and you can't dance.
DMs Wings, hey, come play video games with me and Phil. Wings responds to PPP and says, no, I don't want it to mess with my money. Keem's holding a grudge against PPP or against Kino Casino. Now, why wouldn't Wings just talk to me and ask me if that's cool or have a conversation or better understand? Why is he speaking
Yeah,
for me?
painless.
He made an
That call-
assumption, a
DSP
bad
interviewed
assumption,
King.
and now it looks bad on you because he made a
He's
bad
inter-
assumption.
So now,
This is just
now I got
terrible.
Kino Casino over here spreading
Yeah,
this,
we need some fire.
propaganda that Keem's garnishing Wings' wages and like all this stuff. When it's not true. And he made that assumption based on me telling Wings like maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, stop plugging Kino Casino because they were also saying the show is fake, and the show is not fake. It's not scripted, right?
There was.
And
told
I've
them to
always liked
stop
their show.
plugging
We
Kino Casino.
shouted them out, but
Now,
it came
Yeah.
to a point where they were saying so much negative stuff
That's
that we
what it
can't
meant.
really plug them anymore. I'm not going to
Mhm.
shout them out if they're saying negative stuff. So Wings took that and ran with it where there was a grudge. So, I had all these problems because of Wings, and we get on the phone and I'm like, Wings, listen, this is a good opportunity for Lolcow Live, for yourself, for Phil, for Kino Casino. Do the collab. Okay, I'll do it. Was he there? No, he had to go take a fucking nap. So it's like this shit doesn't like it seems like somebody wrote that story that I just told you.
Yeah, it does. Right.
But it's true. Like, that's what really happened, right? That's what it's like dealing with these guys.
The thing is,
it would be like dealing
knowing a little
with
bit of
Phil.
Wings' history, I actually do
It
believe you
is.
on this story because he's had a track record of saying he was going to do something and then backing out at the last minute over and
Sounds
over
like
and
you,
over.
Phil.
What are you
I
talking
believe you.
about, Phil?
I will give you the benefit.
Phil
of the
has
doubt
that
on
track
but I
record of this
think
too.
It was on him, and yeah, I think that he did spin you in.
Even
a
if
bad
it was
light
like
there
3
and
weeks
got it. He
before,
got
he'll
squashed
like make
for
up some
anything
kind of
bad happened. Now you have
excuse.
another war between two
I'm gonna be
groups for no
sick
good
that
reason.
around that time.
I think that was handled well.
Yeah, like a period tracker
Oh,
being
listen,
sick.
I'm on the phone with Wings screaming at him. Don't fucking
Or Drunken
speak to
Peasants
me
was the
ever
other one
again.
where it's like,
Dude,
oh, I'm
stop
sick. I
saying
can't
shit that
make it.
I'm not
And
saying.
yet he's
Dude,
streaming.
I'm fucking mad at him.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, Keem, I just think it would be a good idea if you let me play. I'm like, you should play. I never said you couldn't. And so me and Wings squash it. He's going to play with you that night. And after all that, after this big fight, this big feud of like 20 minutes of me and Wings going back and forth in private, he doesn't show up, right? You can't write that script.
Yeah.
You can't. This is reality of working with them.
Send an
Wow.
emergency call to
and
say
to be honest with
he's
you,
not gonna
I almost feel
respond
like I
in the
made
middle
right
of
decision
this.
because if I was on that show with
No.
those guys, and we were
Yeah,
dealing
good.
with this
he's
shit every
locked
day,
in
and
it.
they're like,
Even if I send it to
I
him,
don't
it'd
think
just
I can
be
stand it, man. I'm 42
be
years
lost with a
old.
bunch of other.
I'm fucking getting older. I don't have time for this.
We need to do a
bullshit.
wellness check
It's time
right
to work.
now.
We can't work because they're fucking around today. Like, no, fuck this.
Keem, we
you
heard,
know? They kick
Mr.
them off the
Keem,
show,
we
I'll
heard
just
that
go
you're
do it
having
myself.
some
That's my attitude.
some problems.
So,
Are you doing
gotta give you
okay?
props
Yeah,
for
we're
too.
fine.
All right. So
We're
now
all right.
we've been going for an hour.
You know what would be
I wanna
great?
give
It
you
would
an
be great to see
You have any questions you would like to ask
Phil
me at all
at Keem's
about
wedding
anything? And I'm not
with
I'm gonna be
all
honest
the
with you,
other
you know, there's certain
YouTubers
things
that
I'm
are
not
going to
gonna
be there.
talk about, like fucking finances.
You can
and
just
shit,
imagine,
but
yo,
if
is
you
that the
have
guy
any
who jerked
stuff
off
you
on
wanna
May
ask
1st?
me, I
Exactly.
wanna
He
give
would
you
be
a
the
forum here to
talk.
do that as
Oh
well. It was
shit!
not
I'm gonna
supposed to
tell him
be
that,
just
y'all.
interrogating
Chat.
you.
That is that.
You know, and then probably I
That's
told
the
my
move
dudes
right there.
probably
I don't know
how
if
long you
Keem
have
would
to
want
end it by, like, 1
Phil at
PM,
his
so that way I'm
his
respectful
wedding
of
like
time too,
that,
but I wanna
but
give you a forum
it
here
sure
if
would
there's
be
anything you'd
funny.
like to talk about.
We need to ask him, like,
we can
hey,
end it relatively soon.
what were you
and I
watching
don't
on May
really have
1st?
Questions. I more just have advice.
May 1st?
right?
Yeah, when
May
he,
1st, the
Do not
burst.
let this
yeah, the
happen,
burst. What was he watching to
right?
make him burst?
When when you get 10,
Like, he
15,
says what it was, but I want to
30,
see if he retcons it yet again.
20,000 people. It could be 100,000 people. It doesn't.
I can hear ALT
In order to
ALT
build on
saying
this,
it,
it's just collaborations
but I
after
don't. I don't
collaborations
remember.
after collaborations, right? you
Anyone in chat can help us out on this
you
one?
hit the nail on
Like
the
what
head.
it was, like it was some blonde girl or something like that,
So much of a heated argument. People are
or
gonna
clown
turn it-
porn or whatever that was.
That's an insane number, right?
Keem was amazed because he had never heard of Pig Go. And when I
want,
showed him
you know,
the other day, he was
feel
like, "Wait a minute,
over the
there's a
last
search
decade,
engine
you've
that just
kind of
searches all of his
revered,
content."
like,
Yes.
I'm like, "No, but not." It's like, "Yeah, but it's not on. It's not hosted on YouTube."
You go
It's
out
like
and collaborate
it
with
goes
people,
back like a
you start
decade,
talking to more
dude.
people,
Anything,
treat
anything. And I
unfairly.
typed in like,
So from
type in your
that,
name,
you
type in
end
Keemstar.
up turning
Fucking
into a
1,100
you know,
entries.
just your channel, just your viewers, just people that agree with you. And I think that's a natural thing that
There's
happens.
so
I
many
don't think you
searches.
went out of your way
There's
to be this
so
weird
many.
control freak, right? I think it happened out of a sense of being on the defense all the time, right?
Right. That's exactly
And
what
being a
happened. And
paranoid
the times I
schizophrenic.
did try, because you probably don't know this,
Right.
there was a couple times I did try to do collabs with other streamers. My detractors would go to their
Corner
fucking
others,
streams
DSP
and
is,
harass the shit
BBC
out of them
corn.
and their fan bases, and those people had to cancel because they're like, "I'm sorry, we can't have our businesses ruined because your detractors are fucking unhinged." So I didn't have that.
Guess he got in the
opportunity
cats
to do
folder.
those kind of crossovers, which would have benefited me.
The Tyrone
And so
folder.
now that it's like the doors open a little bit and you can see the outer world.
Also, here we go, Phil
Go right
playing the
through it.
victims. Like,
Yes,
oh, my
not
detractors will
everything's gonna
ruin
be a
it.
win. Not everything's
Yeah.
going to be successful. But you have to just keep
Keem's even
collaborating.
like,
you have
you
to just
crack the
keep
door open just a
changing it
little
up,
bit.
doing
Get
bigger
outside of your
things.
snort fork.
You know, you constantly
Cracks the
need to
door.
think
Oh no,
about,
duty.
like, what does not just my hardcore fans want,
He's
but
here.
Slams the
the
door,
people that
slams
are
the door,
interested
and
in me
Jasper's
want.
tail
And
gets
some of
caught
those
in
are
it.
haters. What do they want? Like, I keep bringing up
Move out of the
the,
way, son.
you know, you having a conversation with side scrollers. I think that's huge. I think everybody tunes in. I think the Kino guys
Nacho
promote
cheese,
it, they
what's
review
cracking?
it.
Hail
I'm going to
chat.
be interested in it. I think Locale Live tunes in and reviews it to see how that conversation goes. You just got to keep doing risky stuff and not necessarily be in that safe bubble anymore. Now you just got to go.
I appreciate that advice. I agree with you, but I do want to say this to my viewers as well. Many people have been along for this crazy ride with me since the beginning. The only reason I'm still here today, and even we're having this conversation, the reason that
Where's
I had an
Derek?
audience to be notable.
Yeah, where is
Where's
he?
your boy Derek?
I have a hardcore fan base.
Where's your
that
son?
stuck
Come
with me
on, tell us.
thick and
Tell us,
thin.
Phil.
I want them to know that I'm not going
Left
to
him in the
abandon
dirt
because
as soon
I'm
as he got
doing
a little
new
bit of
content
shine.
Like this doesn't mean you're not going to get to see me play the hot new games. You're not going to get to see me do my normal social streams where I talk with you guys. It's still going to have.
Still saying he's
a
so
lot of people are
famous
afraid
now,
that
not to
Phil's
worry that
changing.
he's going
People
to
are
be
afraid of change,
still going to
right? And I
gang
get
y'all.
that. They go, "Oh, Phil's just going to do
Mhm.
this collab shit now." No, it's going to be a part of everything that I do. So I completely
He always puts the
agree
cart
with
in
your
front of the
advice.
horse with this
Things have
shit.
changed. I need to change, or else I'm just going
There's
to
no
be this
carrot.
little rinky-dink guy making
Nothing.
content for 500 people
Cart's
on this channel
backwards,
forever.
upside down.
Obviously, I
The
don't
donkey's
want to
dead.
be stuck or pigeonholed
donkey's
into
cat.
that kind of, I want to be able to do
Like
cool
what-
things.
Yeah, no
I'd love to
food
do
for her.
collab streams with different people.
What
talk
Phil
about
loves to do, he
topics.
loves to
Actually
overhype
realize
up
the asshole
everything,
everybody
but it
shits
never
on. So
happens.
this is great. Thank you
And,
for
and
coming on the show. But I
overanalyzing
have
it.
one final question for you, man.
Yeah,
before
he's
I
like,
let you
what
go.
he says.
This is important,
Yeah, let's go.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is your beard real?
Yeah, it's real, but it's died. It's died because
Oh my God, he admits
Yeah.
it's died. I can't believe he would say that on the show.
Phil, your hair
yeah,
is
because
dyed.
we're the same age, right? You know, my beard would be.
You have
fully
no
gray,
room
right?
to talk here.
Hey, look at me. People used to say to me, Phil,
You can
your
tell
beard is
so
patchy.
bad too.
I
Look,
was like, do you not understand what
his
age
beard
is,
and
you
his
idiot?
hair
My
are
beard is
they
getting
not
white.
even
I'm
close.
older now. It's
Yeah.
not that I have holes in it. It's I'm fucking old, dude.
Phil,
Like,
there's holes in
people
your
age,
beard.
and people choose to do things
People
differently.
have
I
done up
said,
close
I'm not gonna cover
analysis
my
of it. It's
I know I'm
patched.
losing my hair. I'm not gonna fucking.
and he
shave my
has
head or
that
wear a
in the
hat. I'm
folds
just
of his
gonna let it go.
mouth.
And so people
I
criticize
don't like
my
that
looks.
because it's
They're
off
constantly on you
center.
because you grow the beard
Yeah.
out, you dye it. It's your thing though. It's your trait. It's the thing that's notable about you. When you think Keemstar, you think the
Yeah.
beard,
When you
right?
think Phil, you
The
think
black
stroke
beard,
face.
and that's why I dye
Yeah.
it. And you know, the
Like a
same thing with the
Sylvester
hat. I
Stallone
always
look.
wear
Every time he's
hats,
like saying
you know,
no.
over the last couple of years, I've been wearing like bandanas
No.
and whatnot, and just because they're more comfortable.
You betrayed
I
the
really
love.
shouldn't. I should always have a hat on. It should be
Keemstar,
relatively a black
I'm
hat, and I should
famous.
always have a black beard.
DSP
That's my look.
gamer.
That's how I'm
Put
recognized
me in a
throughout
box
the
of
world. You know,
Keemstar.
it's part of my costume if you will,
Catherine!
for online.
I would show up to a Phil
Any
fight,
final thoughts or anything before we adjourn here?
Wait, he's adjourning?
adjourning.
Dude, you know who you really should talk to?
Ooh, who's
Review
this?
Tech USA.
Oh man.
Oh, I would
Oh,
love
man.
that conversation.
Come on. But
What the
I mean,
fuck was
I'm
this
on his
then?
final
Love it.
chip.
I would love it.
I don't want to have to take this away. I have a final
The
chip with this
fucking chip
guy.
is
I
on
mean,
behind him
it
on the
might,
little
he might be
screen.
completely felted if we did that.
Yeah.
I might actually like
On
to
his
lose
little
this final
digital
chip.
frame.
I don't know
my-
if I want to
I
do
love
that.
this.
You know what
the
it is
picture
would be
of-
like? I just did a fucking
Keems
4
like,
hour
He's gonna
show.
jerk off to
I
that.
dragged
Yeah.
on
Chat, you know he's
straight
gonna
up, and it's
turn
like,
that
to
fucking
me,
chair around.
I've been
and
there.
Just go to
I've been the
town.
subject of that kind of shit so much.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
Keemstar
I know
on there.
that hurt
Oh
him.
god damn it.
After 10 years of abuse, he gave
Every
me,
time
I
it
finally gave it
changes
back to him, and it's
picture,
like,
he's just
I
like,
kind of said my
oh, he's
piece,
just
and yes,
edging.
I'll reference him in my content.
Oh,
a
there's
little
no
bit,
picture
but
back
I don't
there.
know
Oh,
how it's going to benefit him. I mean, he probably would think it would benefit him, but also, I mean, let's be
Wait,
honest.
how would
Yeah,
you guys, you see
yeah,
him
Nightos,
recently?
he's
Like,
been
barely
bald for a couple
coherent
of
when he's
days.
even on a stream.
Oh no,
I
there's
don't
a
even know how
picture
I
of
could do
himself.
stream with this
There's a
guy.
picture of
'cause he's
himself on
fucking
there. He's gonna
edible and
edge
shit.
to
And he's
himself
not
there
making
too.
fun of him. He's doing it publicly. This
I
is
love
not
myself.
I'm trying
I'm
to
the
talk
king,
shit about
I'm
the
the
guy. I don't even
king.
know how I could have a conversation with him without him
They
like
call
pulling
me
off his
king.
eyes.
Where's the
Like,
guy? And then
you
here
know,
comes. Look,
so maybe
he's got a
all
little
right,
sly
good
look from
suggestion.
Keemstar.
I will
That's the
take your
bus shot
suggestions to
right
heart,
there.
and I want to thank
Oh no,
you for
Hulk
coming on the
Hogan.
show. being
Oh
the
my
first
God,
guest on
that's
the
the
Level 1
bus shot
podcast.
right
I'm
there.
not shitting you.
Yeah,
I didn't have
brother.
anything working like this until today. Like I never would have
As
been
good
able to
for
have
you
a
as it
guest
was
on
for
the
me,
show. I never
brother.
Discord like before anything. So this is all a first time thing for me. And
Oh
I
wait,
think
the
it went
camera's still
well.
on.
Everyone in the chat.
Oh,
seems
this
to
first
have loved
time
it.
for
They said
y'all.
everything went
First
well,
time for
and,
Phil, y'all.
They like the questions
Bust
I
his
asked,
cherry.
and
Keem
we had
bust
the
his cherry.
conversations they wanted. So I guess it worked out. And let me put it this way: I wish you well
That
with the
was
Wildcat
it?
Live. I
Look-
do. Just understand that it's a morality
What the
thing.
fuck was
Come on,
Like,
this?
man.
well, it's lol cows. Let's make
What-
him
is
do
this
this
Reverend
instead of
Phil?
shit. That's something that I
the
could not
prayer
be
hands
involved
and
with,
everything.
but that's
It's
me.
like,
And
thank you for
you,
joining us
your
today
content, your guys who are in
on
there, if you're
Daily
okay with it,
Affirmations.
then so be it. Content exists for a
thank you,
reason,
sir.
and variety
Thank you for
exists for a
coming. Thank you for
reason,
listening
right? And
to
that's
the
okay
sermon.
to have options.
Now give me your money.
Well, it's
Thank you
it's,
for
let me
attending
leave
the
with this.
sermon. We'll be
Local
passing
Live
around
is
the collection
more
plate.
than just
Around the back.
like picking
side.
on them or whatever. It's
Wait a
really
minute,
a
it's only
redemption show. Like,
$149.
Wings has gotten so
Who didn't
much
give me
respect for
$1
being
for
on
the
show.
King Street
Look,
to
he's the
continue?
complete opposite. He fake can't.
Who's gonna get us to
There's
the
no
goal? Who's
beating
gonna get
that.
us to the goal?
Yeah.
There's no
You
beating
wanna get
that
to heaven,
hurdle,
don't you?
right? But hey, Phil, thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for treating me
This
with
is where the
respect
tents
and
go
all
to
that,
tip.
and having the convo that you told me we would have. So I appreciate it, man.
All right. Wish you well, sir. Have a good day.
This
Take
was
care.
a disappointment.
Yeah.
All right,
this was
everyone.
a-
Well, hey.
this was not a bust.
What
I
happened?
mean, this was a bust, but not the
not the-
bust that we're interested in.
So if you enjoyed that,
No.
please leave
no.
a comment on the
No.
video. The chat enjoyed
We're-
it. Please
what
leave a
we're
comment
gonna
on the
do?
video. Let me know what you think.
I was trying to
All
pump
right.
the stick.
And
Come
I would
on.
love
Do
This is what I
something.
think.
collabs and stuff, of course. You have to understand that not everyone's going to want to do shit with me just because I had
Let me
Keemstar
go
on my
Cobain
show.
myself here
I
in a
definitely
minute.
like to
Hang
hear
on.
what you
I'm
guys thought.
seething.
All right. Now, if you enjoyed
Yeah,
that,
now the
I'm
detractors
gonna
are
do a
just gonna
follow
go
with
and
you
fucking
right
rope.
now and a follow
It's like
with
it's
the
so
stream.
over with. Oh my
My
god.
audience, we're gonna
You could
decompress
fall.
it.
I'm gonna fall
Shout out
asleep to that later on when I go clip
All
it.
that right now.
I can just imagine you're clipping it and you're like pass out in your chair. It's like, oh shit, what was I doing?
Oh my god. It was- feels like halfway through talking about fucking how he's famous now. He's
My
not gonna be
detractor.
doing collabs all the time, guys. Just a little time. I need my new friends. I need to hang out with my new friends.
So much for a redemption arc. I agree. Bloodlust.
One, I'm gonna take these headphones off.
I don't want to get another ear infection. Gotta take them off.
Look, Nug streams to sleep too. It's even better than those
Hey, it's
the
Or ambient
streams with
noise.
the little girl studying, like the music to study and relax to.
Yeah, lo-fi. Or it's better.
Lo-fi,
ambient.
yes. But
It's better than River Babbling Brooks.
this is what we do. Phil-fi. Phil-fi. You get to
Phil-fi.
sleep no time flat. And you wake up as a detractor.
And we're gonna do the big decompression. Sound good?
And then you want to make content about it.
Because you'll hear his voice in your head while you're asleep, and it'll give you that reaction that whenever you hear it, it's just like, pig roach.
Wait,
Well, there we go, chat.
why is it?
Um,
Oh, did he end the stream?
He ended it. That's it. That's the end. I'm
Did-
thinking. Let me make sure that it didn't crap out
Alright,
on
so
me.
don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
No, he's there. Wait,
Oh no, he's
what's going on?
he's still there. He's just I think he's
Splitting
paused
the
the
part.
stream. There he's back.
Okay.
Oh no, he's not back yet. I think he's pausing the stream. He's like doing this thing where it's like pausing it so that way.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
at DSP. Yeah, at DSP.
Silliness.
Okay, guys, I'll be back in a bit. He just snorts as
Whatever.
he's done typing that shit.
I didn't even take a look at what was their highest concurrent they had. Did you notice what was the highest amount of viewers they had?
He has right now. He had about he's over 2,000 views.
That's all? Wow, I thought
Yeah,
it had been more than that.
He had like maybe 25 at max, but then it kind of fluctuated.
Yeah. I think that it's definitely some sort of arc, but I don't think it's like he's going to become as famous as Keem or something like that. Because like that seems to be about what he's pulling when he goes on someone else that's famous on his stream or on the show or whatever. They're hitting like
he's
3,000,
All
2,500.
right, are we up and running?
Oh,
Are
he's
we
back.
good? I should be full quality now. I noticed
like when
through
Phil's talking about the
Discord, I can't do 60 frames.
collaborations. Like he was saying that he's not going to do it over and over, but yet for some reason he'll love to overhype everything. Like he does that quite a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
Overhype
Like, he did it-
everything on the daily.
He did that with his wife. Like when he brought on his wife, he like overhyped that they were going to do content together. And it's like it's kind of like a two-stream curse with his wife. Like when
She
he
just can't
first-
make it. She can't make it. I mean, literally, she can't make it through an hour of sitting around with him playing games. And that's the weirdest part. Was like
Yeah.
they look like roommates. They look like brother and sister.
All right. So let me start recording.
It's very awkward.
It is.
Like
It's awkward for the viewer, like really awkward for the viewer. When she was on and he was trying to like touch her, made a little
Honey, how
Hey,
you
you
doing? You can leave, honey.
what's wrong, honey? You okay? You okay, hungry? He does that little scratch at the shoulder. I'm like, that's awkward. Like,
and
what I
she was
mean?
no better. I mean, she's a grown woman, but she knows she's on camera and she's like doing all these exasperated movements.
Like a child. And he like
Yeah.
leans over and it's like she doesn't want to be there. It's like I'm like looking at this shit. And I'm just like, it's a two-stream curse. Like when she first was brought on in 2018, like you had the one where it's like, here's Cat, and then it's like, okay, there's Cat. The second stream, the Halloween stream, gone
Yep.
because it's Tevin's fault. Then earlier this year in January, he brings her back on, and the Detractorverse went wild.
Only made it one more stream after that, and then she was done. And she came in there all chest out, everything. No, the detractors don't get me down. They talk about my weight, but you know, I don't let that get me down. Next day,
Next stream that they did, and now
she
she's
looked
like,
like she had a fucking ton of bricks on her back.
yeah, and she like points at the screen, like, don't worry about it, baby, I'll take care of it. It is trolls. And then that Q&A, no more Q&A. And then they do Dondoko Island from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, 2 streams. The first one, moderate success in quotes. Second one, she's tired, doesn't want to be there anymore, leaves.
Yeah, and then he tried to gaslight everyone, saying, "Oh, well, she'll be back for some other with Doki
Beyond
Doki Island
people.
or some shit." He spent a bunch of money on that they never did. That for
No.
one, that was the most boring fucking co-op game for 2 people to play ever. That was ridiculous for him to choose that. And 2, you know, she's not a streamer. He knows that. He shouldn't try to pimp her out like that. But of course, that was all he had back then. Now he's got new friends.
Well, she used to stream back before she got with Phil. She used to stream, and then all of a sudden she was having OBS issues, and he just slid right into the DMs like, "Yo, girl, you having OBS issues?"
He door dashed that independence right out of her. Right out of her. I mean, she used to stream. I've seen a few of her streams. She looked like she was enjoying herself. But shit, if you try to get a cat, do a solo. I would love to see a solo cat stream to see exactly how she is today as compared to like back before she met Phil.
Yeah, like she would, like apparently because he keeps talking about like how she plays games, she's playing all these games and she gets through them. But then it kind of shows like she's become Phil though. She's playing certain games, gets bored with them. I don't like it anymore. Too boring.
Yeah, and then it doesn't really involve Phil. They don't like play together, you know, even though they're a gamer couple. They're like the ultimate gamer couple. You would think like, oh, we're playing together, we're doing all this. We even have like content we do outside of the streams. No. What would he say?
Yeah.
He said they listen to jazz at night.
Tribal music.
What?
It's like
It's just
what they would do is like they'll just go straight into like watching other people play video games on YouTube or watching like home renovation shows. I'm like, bro.
Oh, that's
You-
ironic.
Yeah.
Homer, hey, honey, see what they did there? Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
You see what they did with the bathroom, honey? I wish we could have a bathroom like that.
Wow, a flushing toilet and a bathtub that works?
Oh my god, the
Jesus.
shower work. And it looks like it's on the wood on the cabinets made of mahogany. I wish we had a bathroom like that. Meanwhile, at their house, a broken toilet, broken shower.
Mold growing out that motherfucker so much it looks like the Toxic Avenger. Oh, and what did he say? That this is what didn't piss me off, but I do a lot of home renovation. I take pride in it. And he was sitting there like, yeah, but I got 2 other bathrooms, so it's cool. It was like,
no.
what?
What the fuck? You need a bathrooms to work, bro.
You bought
Come
a
on.
3-bedroom, 3-bath, but you know, fuck that bathroom, boy. We got 2 people here.
Yeah, we got
Jasper
2
shits in a box.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Jasper pukes on the bed. It's like, I got another bedroom.
We'll just move everything to the next bedroom.
I'm curious to hear what your
Fucking
opinion is.
blinds, dishwasher don't work,
Now that
fucking
people-
toilet don't work, nothing works. But
Yeah,
yet
just-
he was gonna big up himself and say, yeah, you know, I've got like a house that's worth
But I'm very curious what you'd
$500,000
like to see.
on paper.
And what I would say is,
But as soon as the realtor jumps in that motherfucker, they'll run the fuck out. Talking
Yeah,
about
that's what they're
Section
gonna
8.
do. Yeah. And I'm just like looking at this shit. I'm like, bro, you're talking about how you live a happy life, and yet we could see all the shit that you're doing.
I said about him.
Yeah,
like
a
you're not
happy person
happy.
doesn't act like this. They just don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like immediately he's
No, a happy person doesn't have to tell everybody that he's happy. Like his
Mhm.
actions show it.
If I wanted to do something, right?
And if people are like,
almost like
"Hey,
he's-
why are you so happy? Why are you so happy all the time?" and they'll tell you what makes them
He
happy.
deleted his Twitter. I don't go on Reddit, and I don't have
Oh, hold on,
Discord.
Reddit.
Somebody said it's a Gundam in chat. What are they talking
I
about?
would love to have a real conversation with Mudahar. Seriously, we were kind of that's where we were going. It was going to be we played drawn together.
Hold on,
No,
let me go
because
back a little bit.
Mudahar on Discord
'Cause I think I heard him
opponent
say
with a $10
Gundam.
super chat. Hey Phil, I'm trying to put together a documentary on your detractors, all the way from Tevin
That was
to
a super
SOK
chat I
and
read
Duty.
earlier.
Okay.
Would you ever consider answering some
did wanna
questions I
hear
have about how they affected your life and business? All I can say is contact me behind the scenes. You can email me or whatever.
Well,
DM
of
me
course
on
he's
Twitter,
going to have
whatever.
someone
Yeah.
We can
contact
have a
him with the
conversation
email.
about it. I'm not going to
Get to the front of the line with that super chat.
Apostate Cantus, 23 months as a member. Here's my part, my leash. Thank you, Apostate Cantus. Voltaire with a €5 super chat.
Almost sounds like prostate
Detractors
cancer.
are all Reddit nerds, if you say so. I mean this.
Again,
I
not
never
all of them
go
are
on Reddit
Redditors.
ever, like ever. So I don't know anything about it. I don't see a reason why I would ever
Oh my
want to
God,
go
he
on
doesn't
Reddit,
know
what the
anything
purpose
about
of
these
that would
things
be.
that he loves talking about.
So I don't know anything about it.
But yet he knows there's a DSP Reddit
Opponent
about
with
him.
a $5 super chat. Would you
Mhm.
consider doing a game stream with Wings and Boogie
I wonder
every
if he
now
ever
and then?
searches Pig Pig
And
Go.
splitting the donos. Maybe
I
have
don't
Casey
know if
or
he
Keem
knows it.
commentate. No, because as you know, I have a horrendous, egregious feud with Keemstar. There's no way that I could possibly ever do a collab with Boogie or Wings, because if I did, that would go against my philosophy that I work with my enemies, correct?
Smug ego Phil kicking in.
But I thought you liked working. Like, you
Anyway,
want to work with Wings.
Lucy
You
did
have
a super
actually have
chat. Am I
sympathy
banned?
towards
Sup,
Wings.
Phil? Yes, you're definitely banned. That's how you're
He's just, it's
hell yeah.
whatever. It's
With
where
a
the
€10
money's
super
at.
chat. Listen to Keem's
It's
advice
like a
on
pig
collab.
looking for
Try to talk to
truffles.
Mudahar on Discord, even
Yeah.
talk to Dick
Like
on
I've
Yeah.
seen like
Fighting
he
with
watched like
Collaborate.
documentaries based around
Collaborate.
Wings.
I think what's
Even
happened
Wings
now-
reacted to it. He's like bored with it. He's like, I'm done.
I'm
Mm.
curious to hear what
And he couldn't even bring Wings on to like talk about the documentary that came out with Wings himself. Instead, he had to like watch it himself, make a mod. Oh, you could type into my chat about the things. Let me know if what it was correct and what was wrong about it. And then
Do your
Wings,
proofread in the chat.
Yeah. And then what was it? And then Phil went on this whole thing about trolls, how fuck the detractor. And then Wings was like, dude, he just keep going on about this.
I said about him. You know what I mean? Like I think like
He's insane.
you know what I'm
I-
saying?
I don't-
Me,
I can never
he's
work.
alerted somehow. It's the
I
fix.
tried to get him on quality content. I sent him 2 emails, and we were looking back for any kind of response from him, but he never got a response because I had to say, you know, this is Gundam show, da 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 da. So he probably just like click delete, it's gone. But now that he's, you know, coming out of his shell a little bit, I'm hoping for a little bit more content that's a little bit more fiery. This I gotta say, this interview air quotes again with Keemstar was very underwhelming, and it was just it was a bunch of dick sucking.
Yeah, like
You
the
know.
whole entire thing with it though, it makes the quartering interview a lot better than this.
Yeah, the recording interview actually got a little bit of information out of there.
But that was like softball questions. But then you had the side scrollers one, which was just nothing but hardballs.
I play fighting games, but I'm not involved in all of that.
Yeah, they went hard. But this is the thing. When you have 10 years worth of lies backed up that you haven't responded to at all, it's like it's going to be a minute for people to like search through there and get your opinion on them. So I think that the side scrollers did a great job, and I don't fault them for doing the super chats at all.
No.
There are some parts where Craig was a little bit, he could have been a little bit more tactful and a little bit more diplomatic. It did seem a few times that he was kind of coming at Phil, but then again, Phil lies consistently. And when you know the truth and someone's lying straight to your face, you're going to get a little pissed off, you know.
Oh yeah, you'll always be like annoyed that, oh, this question was asked. He could have worded the question a bit differently though, like asking more of an input. But then again, this is Phil. He'll just go on with like retcons about how what he believed happened. When you could just go back to the past that he's talking about what happened, and you can just say, okay, this is what really happened because Phil said it. Like the helicopter company story, for example. Like at the very beginning, the first time he tells it, he said he got laid off. Okay, we feel sorry for him because people get laid off from their jobs almost all the time. It sucks. But as the years go on, the helicopter company story keeps changing all throughout.
Yeah, now he was one of the best workers. He had
that would work off the clock and actually do all the hard work.
accommodations. You know, they said, "Oh, Phil, you're doing such a great job, but unfortunately, we got to shake hand you."
What was it? He said that he had to go to like take a course and it was a part of training and he got a certificate for it. He's like, they awarded me with this certificate. It's like, no, that's not what that means.
Everyone clapped.
Everyone clapped like it was my high school graduation.
Yeah.
It's like Phil Burnell with this training certificate.
Yes, yes.
Yay! Go Phil! Yay!
Thank you, Phil.
And then his dad has a tear in his eyes, like, I'm so proud of you, son. You're doing good with your life. And then he gets fired. Here's a fish.
And you hear in the background the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, a little boy blue and the man in the moon. Love you, son. Love you too, Dad. Stop sending me unsolicited fish pics.
Dad, my tire got stolen. Here's a picture of fish, son.
A $100 tip.
Oh no, he's gonna dance.
Thank you so much,
Oh, wait.
fans, for an incredibly generous $100. This guy is a high roller. I don't think he's gonna mind me saying that because apparently he's also a high roller over at Kino Casino.
High roller.
This guy
High roller.
contributes in a
Get
huge
it,
way. Oh, my
casino?
pop-ups are off. Oops, no wonder. I was
Yeah,
like,
he
wait a minute.
turned
hold
them
on, let me get
off.
pop-ups back
Yeah.
on here.
Oops.
Fuck. Now they're way up here and I can't see them. All right, hold on. I'll find it.
And the flathead
Where's your
action is
pop-up?
kicking today, boy.
Here, I see. Oh no. Oh, I hope it's not like a 100-hour backlog. I hope not. Here, let me see.
You can see right through that hairline.
see if I
Look
can
at
play
that.
this
It
now.
looks like a forest in the fall.
This didn't work the first time.
Fucking Grand Canyon looks bigger, looks smaller than
By
that.
the way, I had absolutely no
Unreal Rex
idea
got
how
it
many
going
viewers
on.
we just had.
You
I
winning,
wasn't looking.
son.
I haven't even looked now. I assume
Every
we probably have
day.
1,000
That's what
viewers right now.
that's.
We have 1,800 views. Wow, we have a ton of viewers right now. Well, thank you all for
Had
being
more
like,
when Keem was
I
there.
have no clue how many viewers.
Yeah,
we
then
had for
Keem
that.
left.
I
Oh,
don't
back
look,
to
I don't care.
lower
Here
Yeah,
it is.
it
I just
dropped
don't
like a
care.
1,000.
I'm just doing it to have fun and to be a normal dude
Yeah.
on the internet. I don't care about how many people it brought in or whatever. I just don't look at it like that.
I'm leaving his chat
So,
due to the
I
fact he's
wonder how
reading the
many we
super
had.
chats.
It's definitely going to be the highest stream I've ever done on this channel. There's no way that I pulled in numbers higher than that. It's not even possible.
Okay, Phil, after
so
this is
holy
done,
fans.
don't private it.
Yeah.
Thank you for a $100 tip.
Here, let's see. I'll get the analytics right now. Playboard.
That is
Let's see
amazing. That
what-
means that we're going to have
what's
gunner glasses
amazing.
and a hat at some point. But please allow me to go through and shout everything out, and then we'll get things
Life-changing
calmed down to normal, and we'll go from there.
the Jesus Keem came down and like anointed Phil. Like the blind can see and the lame can walk.
I
and it was
received a
just like,
$10.01
"You're healed,
tip
my son."
Gave him the
from
Queen's
Shrek's
crown.
bunghole.
Ah.
Oh, how nice. It's a nice swamp-smelling bunghole.
Oh, God,
Always
yeah,
nice to
scat
receive
Yeah,
humor.
contributions for the King's coffers from Shrek's bunghole. What is it with my animation? It's like lagging. There we go. Thank you to Shrek's
Okay, let's
bunghole
see
for that.
here. Yeah,
Let's
it hadn't
continue.
updated for today, but
I received
His highest viewers
a
before today was
troll. I
997.
received the troll. I put the troll down at my knee. I
Oh.
properly felted and throttled the troll with my royal scepter. Boop, right on the head. Just boop. You know that sound effect you would hear? Like,
Why would
like
you put
fucking
them over the
boop,
knee?
boop.
I
I
know
booped him on the
that's
head,
pretty sexual.
and I held him like a football, and I just punted him through the throne room, out the doors, down the stairwell, back into town square. Get the fuck off my stream. Okay. I have
Not
received
funny.
a
Didn't
Like,
laugh.
$10
Yes, it
tip.
ain't all rainbows and sunshine.
Nope.
What a stream king. Totally wild. Well, I'm glad you feel that
See,
way.
even
Again,
for like,
I
I'm
don't
looking at
know how
these
I did because I'm probably not a
analytics
good judge of
for
myself. I'll be honest with you. I don't really.
DSP. Let me.
It's
I'm
hard
gonna
for me to
pull 'em
still
up real
believe all of
quick,
this is
just-
happening. I can't believe I just did a
I
stream.
can't
that
believe
had
all this happened. He's
thousands
like
of
a
views.
he's like a fucking
People
lottery
cared and
winner or
watched.
something.
Came-
I
Yeah,
can't
and
believe it
he's
happened
saying,
to me.
"Oh, this is a wild stream." Yeah, it was so wild that I put myself to sleep.
No shit. Keem like does these streams all the time. Like he just pops in on random people's like stream all the time. This ain't shit to him.
Yeah.
But fucking, this was a day to remember for fucking Phil, boy. Woo! He's
This
gonna
was a-
remember this one.
Yeah,
This
he'll
is
remember that
these
one.
are his analytics before the Keemstar stream. So of total from 2020 to right now, he's made $70,000 in super chats. Because they didn't this website didn't account for them in 2018 and 19. So in 4 years, that's what he's made. And his highest views before this one was almost 1,000 on average, $134 and $4 a super chat. Right now, he's only made $245 off that stream in super chats. I don't know about tips. So not didn't burn down the house with this one.
Nope, he totally did not.
I might consider this one a little bit of a bust, actually.
Yeah, this one was a bust. Until he makes more money, and he's going to be like, "Oh my god, such nice, generous people are donating me money to the coffers." I
To the
hated
king's
it.
coffers. I don't like that either. I hate the king. I hate the whole terminology of the king shit. It's so cringe. Because he is
It's
neither
just-
a king nor would I, even assume him to play a king because he's so wormy.
He's just a jester. He's just like someone who thinks he's funny all the time, but he's
Yes.
deluding himself to believe he's king. But then again, he was the king of hate, and then he got rid of that moniker because apparently no one wants to do business with me because I have the king of hate. And yet gets rid of it, but the king of hate never left.
No, he never left. It's always been right underneath the surface.
And
All
now,
it took was a
like,
couple of $1,000 and a few appearances on some popular streams, and he's back.
and talking with people like Josh Moon and Keemstar to actually like give him his success, and we have to say it with the biggest of air quotes.
Can you imagine, like, even a year ago, it was fuck Keemstar, don't watch Keemstar, fuck
Yeah,
Kiwi
stop.
Farms, they're criminals, all this. Then he speaks to the owner, and it's all glad handing and ass slapping. Then
Mhm.
Keemstar, same shit. So, he's a fucking noodle. He'll just flap in the wind.
Yeah, and the same thing with like, oh, Mudahar apologized to me on Twitter. Oh my god, people like me now. You really like me.
You really like me.
It's like no one likes you, Phil. And it's like people do like speculate that the whole reason why this apology existed was just because there's something to play off of it.
Yeah, there's an N. There's finally an N involving DSP that's not like that where he is not suspicious of it at all times. Because before this, I will say it opening him up as made him a little bit more fun because he's releasing he's telling the truth on his lies, but he's telling the truth on his lies now, and he's not. There's no consequences for it yet.
Yeah,
There's no
it's
accountability yet.
like he seems to think that there's something that he could profit off of, but little does he know that all these lies that he's now admitting to be truth now, like all the truth that he's finally bringing out, it's going to come bite him in the ass. And he loves to bring up this whole thing of karma.
Yeah. And he's putting out a lot of that, I'm invincible energy right now. And that's cool. make your money, do your shit. But you know,
Little do you know that his documentary is going to come right around the
oh,
corner.
that's right. Right. Oh man, that's not even like a few weeks away.
Yeah, you know how he was like hyping up that he was going to watch up his documentary like before he got with Kino Casino, and then all of a sudden he collaborates with them. He gets this newfound success, and again quotes, and now all of a sudden he's nervous. He's like, I think people might not like me after this, and he's like,
Yeah.
like a victim yet again. I'm like, dude, you kept hyping this documentary up.
He's got something to lose now. He's actually got something that he's gained that he doesn't want to lose. So he's sitting there. He's just like, you know, I'm really nervous about this shit. What happened to a couple weeks ago when you were like, whatever, this ain't going to affect me. People have been doing this shit for years, blah, 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 blah. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to see
Where-
what exactly June's going to go into with this one.
So supposedly from what Phil has said, that he's going to go over this stuff for like his before he started on YouTube with the FGC stuff, and then his beginnings on YouTube. But yet Phil wants to skip the finance talk. He's like, well, you just go watch Side Scrollers. I already gave my answers there. It's like, what?
Yeah, that doesn't work, Phil. I mean, you know, no one watches one documentary in the middle of it. They're like, watch this other dude's thing for that kind of information. We don't do that kind of information here. He needs to learn that this is the entertainment business and it's not the clock in, clock out streaming business. You know, there's no one watching over you saying, oh, this is how you're supposed to do everything.
Yeah, there's no paranoia with it though. And what Phil doesn't seem to understand is that detractors are actually talking about Phil. Yeah, they'll say their words, they'll give their harsh criticisms, but that's all that is. It's a criticism. Some people will go to a little bit of extremes with it, but at the end of the day with it though, they want him to like say, hey, get rid of Derek. Detractors have been saying it. People in his chat kept saying, get rid of Derek. He's not good. People have come to you saying that they're annoyed with him, keeps spamming, and they don't have good vibes with him.
Yeah.
Defends Derek.
And that weak ass sauce excuse that he gave where he was like, well, I don't know anything about him. What am I supposed to do? Go check out? Fuck you, Phil. People have told you about Derek for literal years, and you can't play Babe in the Woods on this shit. So the only reason why he did it is because he had 3 people on stream saying, yeah, that's pretty bad having a PDF file, like, you know, in your chat. And not only that, like you refer to him as your kid or your cat and shit.
Yeah,
like
your son.
It's weird. And
It was
I
very
saw,
weird.
I had never seen a picture of his folders, the little girl folders.
With
An ALT
playlists.
Oh, the playlist. Oh my God. I had to like burn my screen after that. So I was like, oh, ugh.
Yeah, there was like a video that another detractor made about Derek, and I was trying to watch that. I couldn't watch it. I got like maybe somewhere at the beginning of it. I stopped it. I got pissed off. Like legitimately pissed off. I was like, yeah, this motherfucker will be dragged out to the streets and shot at.
Yeah. And Phil's sitting over there like, oh, I didn't know. How am I supposed to know? No, you knew. You just don't want to do anything because reasons, you know, but I don't know. You know, it's good that he finally did it, but I saw the stream afterwards. I think he was wasn't he trying to tell Derek to get another account?
Yes, he tried to do the same thing because there was another viewer that kept doing the same, like kept doing things that were against the rules, and he kept telling this same person, which his name's Kirk. They call him Canadian Kirk.
Captain Kirk or something like that.
Canadian Kirk.
Canadian Kirk. Yeah.
Kept telling him to make other accounts. Just don't let people know it's you. But yet, for some reason, people already know that it's him, so they ban him out multiple times. And then
I don't get it.
And then fucking Derek goes back into his chat saying, and I quote, "Oh hey, does the membership carry over if I make a new account?" I made. Hold on, Duty has like things of it too. Hang on, let me pull up what he said.
I think I did see something because did my membership transfer over? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he said this. I'm going to take your suggestion and create another account. I'll let you know my
God.
name.
Your suggestion, yeah. Guess they were in the Discord.
And then he said it again. Did you see my message, Phil? I created my new account. We'll send you the name. Will my membership transfer over?
And see, this is the kind of shit that's going to get his ass wrapped up because they're going to go back and he's going to, if there's a message of him telling the Derek this directly, and then you show a Kino Casino or Keem gets a hold of it, I'm hoping that they'll be like, well, Phil, we already talked to you about this, and it looks like you're just trying to keep him around. Why is that? Why is that, Phil?
It's like, why? It's like they told you what he is, but he wants to sit there and be like, no. He's actually a really nice guy, but he's needy. But you got to separate that. It's like, you can't separate this shit.
Right. He might be a homicidal maniac, but he's got a nice caring side.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing that people, and it's like I meant like people brought up like all the other things, like Ted Bundy. Oh, Ted Bundy, yeah, he was a nice guy. Yeah, sure, he did a lot of awful things to women, but he wanted to become a lawyer and serve the justice system.
He had a great smile. He could start up a conversation with anyone.
John Wayne Gacy was a pillar of the community. He did awful things to little boys, but he was a pillar of the community.
He was a great birthday clown, but he just had to murder and rape these young boys. But damn sure he could do balloon animals like no one's business.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Chad, here it is. Derek, I'm going to take your suggestion and create another account. I'll let you know my name. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No one can see us.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you my name in sequin. I'll DM you on Twitter.
Here we go, Phil. I'm going to take your suggestion and create another account. I'll let you know my name. Thanks. Did you see my message, Mr. Phil? Daddy Phil. I created a new account. I'll send you a name. Will the membership transfer over? Because he might be a PDF, but he is he's frugal and he knows his budget. He's a budgeting PDF. Trying to get the most out of that membership.
Even though he didn't even pay for the membership.
Yeah. The Argentinian detractors still going strong on that boy's ass.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't have like 2,000 members or something now.
Yeah, and he doesn't even count them anymore because of Argentina. They rose up.
Oh my God. This
Hang
is
on.
so fucked.
I think there's like someone actually does like keep track of how many members he does have. Let me see how much that is recently. Let me see really quick.
Let's see what Phil's saying real quick. He's probably doing
I don't think he
another.
hates me, right? I don't think so. I'm not saying we're best fucking friends or anything, but I think after having a cordial conversation like that, you see more eye to eye. I think now he understands I can hold a conversation. I'm not a jackass, right? I definitely gained some respect for him today as well with some of the things he said and tried to explain his rationale. I don't have to accept his rationale, but at least I could get where he's coming from, right? More people on the internet need to make this kind of content instead of I hate this person because they're a degenerate piece of filth.
The fuck are you talking about, dude?
You asshole,
What?
day after day after day after day. Because here's why. You might not think what you're doing is harmful, but there's nut jobs out there who watch that content and believe you, and then they want to harm that person who you just made fun of day after day after day.
The fuck are you on about?
Me and my family, and legit want to hurt.
I have no idea. This dude, his mind's broke. Now he's somebody new.
Living. I mean, I have people literally before the interview said they're going to threaten me with a lawsuit for shit I haven't done. They literally are doing it publicly right now. We're going to make money for a lawsuit.
What?
Dark
You said if you had the money, you'd sue everyone.
Copyright strikes you're talking about.
Yeah, go after every single detractor. Like, try me, bitch.
You can't sue me for anything. You can't win money from me because I didn't do the strikes. You literally can't prove I did. Because I didn't. Your lawsuit can't go anywhere.
Oh my God.
This is what I have to fuck with
video.
because people detest me so much because for 10 years, the joke was make fun of Phil.
That's
why I want to make positive content.
I'll find the video.
That has people from different walks of life, from different ways of thinking, come together.
I think you can
show
you
that
can
everyone doesn't
present
have
in
to
the
fucking
chat,
hate
can't
each
you?
other.
It's got a
Right now, in the
no, I
United
can't.
States of America, we have two insanely polarized political parties that each side hates each other so much. This country sounds like it's going to explode come this November with this election. Why can't we all be fucking rational adults and act like people who have a level of maturity and don't want to kill each other constantly?
I don't know if it will link
don't get
it, but
because I'm not like that. You understand? So for me, that's the kind of shit.
Let me pull this down and where it says present.
I sent it to you in the chat. I sent it to you in the one that we're on.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do this shit. Yeah, let's go a little field trip. The video that I linked to you was the one where he was on his fucking birthday. talking about how he was innocent, that he didn't make all the copyright strikes. This was last year.
He's celebrating his 22nd straight stream of hitting the goal. Hold on.
It's like,
Unbelievable level of support and positivity.
oh
And
God, not
you-
those PS1
This-
coins.
This is a special day, a meaningful day for me to come by and be here with
Can't
me.
remember his anniversary,
Thank you so
chat.
much for filling the king's coffers with beautiful, beautiful coins. I love how shiny they are and how they tinkle in the coffer when they rain down and fill. May the coffers be ever overflowing. Let us all be prosperous. Let the kingdom be fully financed by the people.
Hey, Pascal, are you seething?
I appreciate you guys so much.
I'm seething right now.
I am.
Thank you.
I'm about
Really.
to punch the screen. I need to
Let's
go ahead and get fuck off, Phil. Get the
I'm
fuck
gonna-
out of here because we're
I'm
gonna
gonna look-
expose your lies.
I'm going to look at my Lego set that I just built on stream yesterday. I'm going to toss it across the room. That was another thing that Phil wanted to do. He wanted to like build Lego. So I was like, I'm going to have this great idea. Oh, yeah, you can just scroll back at the very beginning. I don't know why it does that to me. But yeah, like I just did that. I was like, I'm just going to do a Lego stream just because fuck it. I'm going to steal an idea that Phil has. And then he's like, I'm not
It's a
going to
good
do
idea.
that.
I saw it. I saw you building the other day because I always catch you. You're great because in the morning time, no one's streaming except you, and I wake up, go to the gym, listen to your show, listen to a couple other people. It's great. And then I saw you were doing the set the other day, and I was like, he stole his fucking idea.
He's like, I'm
And
going to
did it
build
better.
Lego. Yeah, then what was it? He was doing that stupid thing with the fucking what was it? The wall, the padded foe. I was like, fuck this.
Oh
I had
yeah.
this, I was going to the DeLorean on the fucking detox straight. I was like, fuck it, I'll just build it. He's building something. I'll build this. Oh, hey,
Him with a
look.
drill looked like a monkey with like an axe or something. It's just like it didn't work. His wrist was all like bent over because it was so heavy for him.
He's like daintily, and he's like doing like the Captain Jack Sparrow when he's like hammering the fit in. He's like, tink, tink,
Tink,
tink,
tink, tink, tink, tink,
and he has like the little pose, like, oh, it's so pretty, tink, tink.
He admires every nail. He's like, I am so good at this shit. Okay, here we go. The
Oh,
entire takedown history.
Two
I
of
am
my-
innocent. No
Yeah.
evidence of false claims. Oh my god.
All right, everyone out there. This is Darkside Phil, DSP, also known as Phil Burnell. Today is the 6th of April, 2023. It's my birthday, and I'm spending
See?
time in my office
It's
doing
my birthday.
this on my day off
It's my
because
birthday.
I've had enough. I've had enough
had
of the
enough.
accusations, and I've had enough of people telling me what I've done and that I'm not trustworthy and all of this. So you're getting what you want.
You're
and
not.
You're not going to like it if you're someone who's really been nasty to me about this whole issue. If you're wondering what this video is about, of the past 2-3 years, I've been falsely accused of issuing copyright takedowns against people that I did not do.
They're right in front of
And
us.
I've had enough of it. I've outright told you guys a million times it's not me doing it. I don't condone that at all. In fact, I'm staunchly against it. I don't want anyone doing copyright
But yet
takedowns.
you
in my
allow
name,
someone
nor
to
do
do
I
it
them.
anyway.
All right. I
Mhm.
know that the videos made about me, the restreams made about me, as malicious as they may be and as slanderous or defamatory as you may consider them, they're okay under fair use law. That's why I don't do anything about them. But apparently there's been someone impersonating me over the last,
Superhound. Name him.
Mhm.
I don't know, 3+
Yep.
years, and using my personal information that was doxed many years ago to issue false takedowns against people. And everyone keeps saying, oh, well, it's really Phil. It's really Phil. And I say, no, it's not. I'm telling you it's not. I would do whatever it can to try to clear it up. Earlier today, I spent over an hour talking to YouTube support chat, trying to get them to help me. They refuse.
AKA a
They don't
bot.
understand the situation.
Yeah.
I try to ask them to escalate it so I can speak to someone who would, and they refuse.
Give me your manager.
I don't know what to tell you guys. If you have
Beep,
issues
boop,
with
beep,
this
boop.
issue,
I
you
am
have to speak to them and
supervisor.
maybe get a lawyer involved and sue them. I don't know what else to say.
Hello,
Hi,
Karen.
supervisor.
One thing that's always been said is Phil's a liar.
Hello,
He actually
my name
claims
is
all of our
Karen.
videos.
Thank
So
you,
ladies and
Karen. I
gentlemen,
need
here
help.
you are. I'm here to prove my innocence because I've had
Beep,
enough.
He's
boop.
proven his
This is going
innocence,
to
chat.
confirm everything that I have told
You
you.
don't need a lawyer.
Here's what I have
He's
told you.
repping himself.
I do
Pro
not claim
bono.
anyone's videos. The very few videos I've ever claimed were direct rips and re-uploads of my content with no transformative work attached to them.
So you have claimed.
whatsoever. Meaning,
He has
it's
also.
not, this is how you don't play
see the
video.
one
It's
for the
not a
fundraiser
restream
for
of commentary
taxes?
making fun of me. It's
Yes,
literally you
that's
stole my
super
video
crazy.
100%.
Yep, that's
copy
super
paste it to your
crazy.
channel,
AKA,
and that's illegal.
Phil
That is
claims
taking
that
away
they're
views from
ripping
my
content
that
from
is not
him,
allowed on YouTube,
and
and it
yet
is within my legal rights
that one was
to take down
commentary.
those particular videos and those alone. What you guys are going to see
Inactive.
today
You
is that this is
retracted the
all I've ever
takedown.
done, and
Because he
or
learned
that
his
the
lesson
claims
and
that are
No.
against here on my
No.
account are legacy claims that are so old they're not current anymore.
They,
probably are
wait, they're
involving my
so
previous
old.
partnership network,
2023,
and I am
March
not
1st.
doing this to you guys in the last few
That was a
years
month
you've been
before.
accusing me of.
Oh my
This is my
god.
channel copyright cue on my YouTube
He just
channel,
said
DSP
shit.
Gaming,
He just said shit.
and here
That's
it
the
is.
reason
I'm
why
going to go show you
in
everything that's
every
here.
different
Here's what
interview
you're
or
seeing.
different
March
collab,
2nd,
he's a
March
different
1st,
type of person, but he's always a
2023.
fence
What are
sitter,
these?
fucking
These are videos that were
dick
blatant
sucker, you know.
copy-paste
Oh,
re-uploads
I've really
stolen both
admired
from
you, even
DSP
though I've
Gaming
talked shit about
as
you for
well
10
as
years.
DSP
I mean,
Reacts,
come on,
my
man.
sister
Be
channel
fucking
that I just
real.
created a couple
That's
months
what he
ago.
wants, and it's never going to
No
happen.
Context
No.
added,
Also-
no commentary. All it was them literally recording my live stream and
Hold
re-uploading
on, pause it for
illegally.
a second.
They were trying to
Okay.
take views away from
Like-
my channels. Period. Those have been claimed.
Yeah, for 1 second. And if the one thing that he did not show, he just showed the takedowns. The one thing he didn't show is the archives.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you really want to prove your innocence with that one, though, go to the archives as well. And yet he didn't even do that. He just like, look, let's look at my takedowns. Let's go one by one. Oh, legacy. Oh, this one he learned his lesson. Oh, these ones they stole my content. And it's like,
Did he go through the other 3 pages or did he just stay on this page?
He went over the other pages too.
Okay. Yeah, because I was looking down there and saying, you still got 23 left to go.
Yeah, he has like all those pages.
The right to do that. That is not something that I was doing outside of the means of fair use. There was no fair use. It was blatantly stolen. In fact, I think that the channel was called DSP Archives, and it was illegal. Now,
Burnell.
why did I strike this channel?
Burnell,
How
hello?
did I even know about it?
Hello?
Over 2 years, I had no clue about it. And I
Burnell.
launched my DSP Reacts channel.
The audio's working and
A
everything.
fan of mine contacted me and said, Phil, are you a
Yeah.
channel doing exactly the same thing?
I don't know.
Back in
Here we go. Let's go over that one. Like, he has to go back a bit.
Someone had reached out to me in a very
Right there.
The reason you don't see this is because the channel was terminated. Now, I don't know if I terminated it through these copyright
It wasn't
claims,
terminated.
or maybe there was a third party doing false claims in my name, but that's what these are right here, okay? This video here was from another channel doing exactly the same thing back in January 2022.
It wasn't.
I remember this particular day, someone had reached out to me in a very similar manner and said, we found a channel that is doing this, okay? I did the same thing. I did claims on them. And actually, in this case, with this person, after about a month or two, I said, all right, you know what?
It wasn't.
I think they learned their lesson, and I
Mhm.
retracted the takedown. But as
Yeah.
you can see, this channel no longer exists
Retracted.
either.
Did they
So I
did
can't even, I
did
don't even know what it
Super
was.
Crazy
It
like
just-
file an
it's gone
appeal
from
against
YouTube.
him, or did
And
this
again,
just
I don't think
happen
my
because
two
he got
claims
called out
were
on
removed
Twitter
from
or
YouTube.
something?
Sounds to me like maybe
No.
someone else, a third
I
party,
think that he
was
retracted it,
false
but no.
claiming stuff in
He
my name and
lost
got
his
them
channel
removed.
for a
It's not
little
me.
bit. He
I
had a
can't
second
remove these
channel where he's
channels
making
anymore 'cause they
content.
don't exist.
But as soon as
They just to show
this
you, if you
came
actually try to
out,
click on one of
yeah,
these
Super
that
Crazy
don't
went
exist, it'll
wild.
actually give you an error message. Video unavailable.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
I vaguely remember, but I remember
So
him
that's
being the
most
one
recent
that was
ones.
actually
That's
got
it. Look
fucked
at the next
because
one,
his
2015.
channel got
You see
taken
any
down.
claims in here
Yep.
that
And
I've
then
issued
Keem,
in the last
DSP said he taught him a
1 to 3
lesson.
years
That's what
that
it was.
all the
Yeah.
trolls and detractors are claiming
That's what
I'm
it
claiming their videos. Do you see it? No, because
So
I didn't do it.
Phil, you
It's
just
completely
that
false.
one, Super
What you
Crazy's
see
video.
here
You did
It's
it.
hilarious stuff. According to YouTube, I claimed my own video.
I'm almost done with it
Look at
for the day. I was
apparently
like
was
sitting
claiming
here, I was
my
like
own
kind of
videos
stewing.
in
I
2015.
was like, I
And
know
it
that
says,
he
channel
wants to
DSP
like
Gaming.
help,
How does
not
that even
help
make
him, but
sense?
just give him the
It
benefit of the
doesn't make
doubt.
any
Whereas
sense at all,
before he
does
was
it?
just shitting on him
How could I be
constantly.
claiming my own videos?
But
It makes
I
no
don't
sense
think he's
in
redeemable.
any
I
way,
think,
shape,
you
or
know,
form.
this is
So
short-lived.
this stuff doesn't even work. And as
We'll
you
be
go
back to
further
business
into
as
it, you're
usual
gonna see
by
there's only
fucking
I think 4 pages
Halloween.
of it.
Oh,
Again,
by the way, one of
did
those
I claim
videos,
myself? Of course I didn't.
the
So what is this?
Order
I have no
1886,
idea.
this is how you
Now,
don't
what
play
you're gonna
Order
see here are some
1886.
older videos
Mhm.
from
The guy who
2015 or
made that
older.
video
You're
was
gonna notice it's
he went
all
by
this is how you don't
Loophole, who was a
play.
part of the
I
SOK,
remember specifically what happened at this time period.
and he
I was
hasn't
partnered
made
with
detractor
Machinima,
content in
and
years.
Machinima had reached out.
But
to
when
me.
he
This was a
found
time
out that
period when a lot
he
of
was
people were
that
starting to
Phil
do a lot
actually
of negative
tried to
things
take
towards
down
me
his
on the internet,
video,
and we had meetings.
yeah,
behind
he
the
came
scenes
out and said,
talking
"Yeah,
about this stuff.
I
And one
had
of
a
the things
suspicion
that
it was
they
you,
said that they
Phil."
wanted to do was attempt to
And he
claim
only
or
did was
take
just poke the
down
hornet's
people
nest
who were
more,
making this
and
is how
all
you
the
don't
people
play
that did
videos. Now,
detract
keep in
came out was
mind,
like,
this was
"Yeah,
8 years
we're
ago.
fucking
This was
pissed at you,
before
Phil."
we
He came out of
understood that
retirement just to
actually
shit
this is how
on.
you don't play is fair
In a
use and the
tweet,
transformative
tweet,
work
yeah.
back then.
Oh my
basically
God,
up
that's
for debate.
hilarious.
No one really knew. Machinima, being one
Get
of the
fucking
largest partner
fucked,
networks
Phil.
on YouTube, took it upon themselves to try to take down videos. You can see there's a variety
What
of
time
them
is it?
that are
I'm
listed here. I
probably
don't
gonna have
know
to
who
shut
these
it down here in a
people
minute,
are,
bro. I gotta
but these
go
channels
pick up
had
somebody.
these videos that
No, it's all
started streaming
good.
down in 2015.
Like we
You
just
can see they're
saw
all in rapid
the
succession as well,
Snorefest, which
as
was
if
the
someone who was working at
interview
Machinima
in quotes.
sat down and just started
Yeah.
working on these back to back. Now, the
Lackluster.
weird part about it is, I want to show you this.
Very
These videos
underwhelming.
aren't gone. Watch this.
Extremely underwhelming. Hopefully, that being said, and everyone will be able to clip it up, cut it up, and give some commentary that'll make this shit bearable.
Yeah, we'll try, but I don't think it would be worthwhile, honestly, because it was just that
It
boring.
was just glaze fest. It was like
Yeah.
fucking Krispy Kreme in this motherfucker.
Yeah, and all the things that you were like, hey, read this, hey, ask him about these, never happened.
Didn't listen to none of it. I mean, there was the only thing, the Derek thing. That's probably the only thing that he even looked at. But whatever, that's Keem. It's like you can send him like a whole doc with 4 or 5 pages, and you'll read over the first 2 sentences and be like, "Yeah, I don't like this," and then it's all gone.
Yeah. He'll find like one thing that's like interesting, and it's like, okay, we'll harp on that for a bit, and then everything else, nah.
Yeah, Nugs is right because Keem's trying to do what Keno is doing, milking the cow. Yeah, and Keem might be a great YouTuber, but he's not a great streamer. He's good on camera, but the technical side and being like having your narrative and all your assets ready to go, that's always been an issue for him when he streams, and he insists on controlling the stream while he's hosting, which was the problem that I spotted when I was doing quality content with Gundam. He couldn't host the stream, talk, and like control all the assets and everything at the same time, and his VTube model. It was like that was just too much. So having a producer solves that problem. But
Yeah.
he's just he needs to get better. He's not drama alert Keemstar right now. He needs a little bit more time behind the wheel.
Yeah, he just needs a lot more like hands-on experience with it.
Yeah. And Locale Live has gotten better since they just did live streams and stopped with that fucking edited interview for like 2 hours. Like that was just such a waste of time. Like no one likes to watch a video about interviews with locales talking about blood pressure medicine for 45 minutes. They want to make fun of them on stream. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's all that everyone. It's entertainment.
Exactly. This is the entertainment business. A lot of people get confused. Like this is the make me happy business. If you're going to make money and you're going to have an audience, you have to put them first. You got to make sure that you're entertaining them. Excuse me, before anything, and then everything else will pretty much fall into place.
Exactly. And if you don't get like a big audience and you have like 10 people in there, as long as you're making those people happy in your chat, you're fine.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how many people are watching you. It matters that people are watching you.
And if you get money from it, yay, great. You got money out of it. And you show appreciation to the person that gives you money. Don't do what Phil does and go, I have received a generous $50 tip, like you're entitled to it.
Yeah. Finally, the money has come in from, oh, that's a troll tip. I'm not reading that.
Get out of Get the fuck out of
Get
here.
the fuck out of here, mouth driller.
Pockets the money while not reading the tip.
Exactly. Yeah, my bad, Sway. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
But Aviga, I appreciate you coming on, bro. The last minute. Hopefully we can get in a couple more streams.
It's not a problem. Honestly, I was just bored. I was kind of curious to see how this would go out. And honestly, it's like, I wish I would have just stayed in bed.
I know. I was sitting here. I'm like, oh, this is. I got you on the stream. I had to rush from where I was at, getting my truck worked on. And I got over here, and it's just basically like, I could have done this from my fucking phone in the waiting room.
Yeah, you could have just watching this and just like, yep, disappointment. Oh, hey, my truck's being worked on. Okay, let's do some updates on my truck. How's it coming? Oh, you're still working on. Okay, back to this.
Yeah.
Or just play mobile games instead.
WWE champions is calling me, baby.
Oh, I didn't get my Hogan. Shit, waste of time.
Pulling Hogan's. I will say this. That's the best part of this entire arc. Is it? He finally, even though he hadn't 100% come out and said that's my account, we're like 99.9%. We just need that clip of him saying, "That's me."
Yeah. It was just glaze fest, glaze fest,
Glaze
glaze
fest.
fest. If you just want to watch someone glazing, you just go watch porn instead.
Oh shit! Believe me, Chad, I'm going to be sending a harshly worded DM to my former employer about how I did not like that entertainment.
I'll send them an email.
Yeah, I'm sending them an email. I'll send them a letter.
It gets in the mail. It's like a week, like 2 weeks later. I just got it on letter.
It's got the link to the YouTube to the stream just written out on the page. Type this in the chat.
Oh, and it also has like a fucking like a wax seal on it.
Yeah, like John Wick. You've been summoned.
And the marker. You gotta oblige the marker there. You gotta do it, man. Oh, you didn't acknowledge the marker? Well, excommunicado.
Excommunicado. You got 2 minutes. Okay, chat. We are going to end off with one of the songs that I found. If y'all like the early song, that's a new or Atomic Wax. No, not Atomic Wax. Little Pablo. So I'll leave a link in the chat on that song. But this is Atomic Wax's new song. The dude that makes Kung Fu Dick. This is his new chat. So appreciate you coming out, Vega. And anything you want to plug? Anything you want to tell the chat before we sign out?
I stream early in the morning. Like I stream like late at night, early in the morning. It depends on where you're at in the world. But I have another stream I'm going to do on Friday due to the fact that Phil's off on Friday. So I was like, man, let's get everything done on Friday. Then I'll enjoy my time off on the weekend away from Phil's bullshit.
That sounds like the plan right there. I'll leave a link to his channel in the chat. It's also in the title to the stream. I just put you up in there. So have a great night, everybody. And I'll maybe on Friday I might be streaming too. So y'all take it easy and remember to glaze yourself because Phil is.
Remember, stay seething too, because that's what he wants.
We're just gonna go back seething now. Detractors seethe.
Stay seething, everybody. Stay
so successful.
seething.
I don't know. I think Kung Fu Dick captures the imagination and makes it his bitch.
Octopus was out for revenge after Kung Fu Dick put a grip to an end. She heard of a fighter with chest hands since birth, whose roundhouse kick split heaven and earth. And she went to search through the northern forest to find the legend they call Fuck Norris and bewitch his mind with evil sorceress shit that destructive plus Kung Fu pussy whip. You ain't gonna beat this dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Pussy whipping that shit. Oh, fuck yeah. Roundhouse kick with the stick, make you look like a bitch with that Kung Fu dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck Norris was no mere mortal, they say. He was the wall in the north that kept evil away. A one-man assault team, Delta Force, who rode on a bear like it was a horse. They named a street after him in St. Ives, but changed it when no one could cross and survive. The Fuck master that made enemies cower, and his full man and chest hair was the source of his power. Ain't gonna beat this dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Pussy whipping that shit. Oh, fuck yeah. Roundhouse kick with the stick, make you look like a bitch with that Kung Fu dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck Norris was mind fucked. Pussy whipped by the bitch, now she sent him for the blood of the Kung Fu dick. Kung Fu dick through chops, furious front kicks, but behind Fuck's beard was just another fist. They threw crushing attacks, forward and back for 3 days and nights till the bones started to crack. You ain't gonna beat On the third day of an all-out fight, Kung Fu Dick realized something wasn't right. Fuck Norris possessed, pulled him in tight. And Kung Fu Dick grabbed his chest hair and pulled with his mic. And as he tore the hair out by the roots, Fuck Norris's strength faded, and he began to see the truth. His eyes changed colors, and he was released from the spell of destructive pussies. Kung Fu pussy whip hell. You ain't gonna beat this dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Pussy whipping that shit. Oh, fuck yeah. Roundhouse kick with the stick, make you look like a bitch with that Kung Fu dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck Norris walked up to the destructive puss bitch and threw a spinning roundhouse right in her tits. Fuck Norris was grateful he was released from that shit, and he became Kung Fu Dick's new sidekick. And now that Dick and Fuck were free of the bitch, they went and had themselves a nice ham and cheese sandwich. Oh, the way of the dick. You ain't gonna beat this dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Pussy whipping that shit. Oh, fuck yeah. Roundhouse kick with the stick, make you look like a bitch with that Kung Fu dick. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, you ain't gonna beat this dick. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Pussy whipping that shit. Oh, fuck yeah. Roundhouse kick with the stick, make you look like a